Re-syncing. Hey. Okay.
Joke's still there.
Hey guys, CGDannyB back again with another episode of Pokemon Gotta Watch 'Em All, the podcast where we watch the animated, I fucking said the thing I was talking about. We're watching the Pokemon movies and ranking them for you because we love you. Fuck, the thing I said I didn't want to say that I said the thing and I had John fucked it up. Hey, I got Dante,
Don't
Kanai,
worry,
Chris, and John.
you're just getting one of my intros, you know, like I gotta cut it out the 10 times, I'm like, you dumbass.
Hey guys, it's Chris _RV2 here.
Back with another Pokemon. It's not that bad. It's only like, hey guys, welcome back to the Chris, and then there's been a couple times I'm like, welcome back to Renegade Lane. You are not that person anymore.
You're a changed man. Today we are watching Pokemon Jirachi Wishmaker. I have the same group of hooligans, and we're gonna talk about this movie here. First impressions, can
I really like this movie. Like
cool.
A lot.
Thanks for watching.
There is an issue I think with timing. Because they're so used to having to montage things to get it done in an hour. Yeah. And this one being the first hour and a half movie, there's a weird part where they montage and there's still so much left. Yeah. And I was like, huh. But overall, I like this movie a lot.
Cool. John's playing Animal Crossing, so I'll go back to Chris, what did you think of Jirachi?
So
I'll pick up my notes. That was in my notes.
Keeping theme with being entirely open and honest about this, I wasn't really involved with the movie for like the first half. Like the last half of the movie is where it caught my attention, and then I was like involved with everything going on.
Like the first half.
Dude, it's.
I know.
But Curlia.
Yeah.
That's my poll pick. Nobody take it.
Done. Easy.
I liked it. Okay. It was alright. I do have one criticism. I'll destroy the whole plot, but I'll wait until the end. But that has nothing to do with the movie. No. I enjoyed it. I just don't give a shit about Jirachi. Right. Like he's my if right now they like errata him and he just doesn't exist, I won't. I got you. Shit.
That's Manaphy for me.
Hey, without Manaphy, we don't get that Kyogre movie.
Like I'll say this right away. I would rather have a sequel to Latios and Latias than Jirachi. Like I just don't care for the story.
Where they bring back Latios from the grave with the Soul Dew and Jirachi.
Like,
they're just like, oh wait, how do we bring back Latios? We smash the Soul Dew.
Time travel!
Yeah.
Dante? Okay.
Oh.
Solid. I know, so I watched this movie a lot as a kid because we had those like really cheap portable DVD players mounted on the back of like the headrest. So when parents were driving, like that DVD was just in. So when we got in the car, close, click, Jirachi Wishmaker, and we watched that a lot. So I watched this one quite a bit, and I remembered like a good bit of the movie going back. And I didn't dislike it. I didn't think it was awful, but I think it was a little eh. It wasn't great, but yeah. So I think we're all on a similar page. How about that plot?
Do you want to jump on that now, or is that a segue?
Don't we usually talk about the entire movie?
Yeah, he's like, what about the plot?
I don't like my notes.
Straight, I'm contacting this. I'm like,
the plot. The talk about the movie.
Okay, I just thought you were asking because I was like, oh, I'm not prepared.
How about we go to the plot? So first we got our intro like we normally do, World of Pokemon, not voiced by Brock this time.
First of all, Mewtwo in a scarf
was
dope
pretty
as
cool.
fuck.
Yeah.
And then Entei jumping in the volcano, dope as fuck. Yeah. Loved it all.
I like how this connects all the like past movies that we watched.
Yeah.
So.
Which I do like how in one of the podcasts, I think it was like Mewtwo Returns or something. I'm like, yeah, Mewtwo becomes a vigilante, and then just seeing him just like, yep, nope, the city's doing well.
Batman.
He is a vigilante.
I'm just gonna hang out here until they put a steel bug type in here, and then the scarf's coming off.
I killed that Pikachu. Clonichu smash.
Wait, is Genesect the only bug steal?
I think so.
No.
Durant.
That doesn't count. That's
Fortress.
Yeah.
That's not a real Pokemon.
If he's bug, I think it was weird.
Bugsteel.
He's Bugsteel.
That's not a real Pokemon.
When he's Pinecone, I think
he's Bug-Rock.
Is he Bug-Rock?
I think he's just Bug, which is the weird thing.
And then when he evolves, it's Bug.
Hey, Google.
Bugsteel.
I deadass forgot he exists as a Pokemon.
Okay, Google.
That's fine. No
He's
one
so
uses
good.
him.
Now tell me, Fortress would have had a dope ass.
What type is Fortress?
He would have.
And created, a Fortress.
And Scizor.
Yeah, Bugsteel.
Why do we come up with every other Pokemon?
But the most competitive
but the most like prominent.
Man, this turned into a thing. I was just making a joke about Genesex, and now we're down a rabbit hole. Anyway, so trainer battles, like Pokemon also work with trainers. We had a really cool, like, 2-second double battle.
We get to see Brandon.
With Brandon.
The first
He's just
game
like,
character.
I choose you, Aggron, and fucking Shiftry.
They
And
had
he
to
just starts swinging.
They had to do it because they were like, oh fuck, we put May, but we didn't. What happened
Yeah.
to Brandon? He's here in the beginning of this movie. There you go.
Brandon's got the best Gen 3 Pokemon with Aggron.
So he chose 2 Pokemon that are super weak to fire.
Yes.
Yeah. But were there fire types?
There weren't. There was
I'm
Soul
saying,
Rock.
I'm saying like in a double battle,
Yeah.
usually you try to cover your weakness.
Right. He also freezes the Soul Rock with Ice Beam, which I was like,
Get him.
yeah, excuse the fuck out of me. That's like a 0.5% chance.
And then
Dumb
Manectrix
shit.
just like Shiftry, blah,
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
crushed his nose.
Yeah. It's because it's Brandon.
Oh man. But not all intentions are pure. Team Magma wants Groudon. They're in this really cool arena thing, like a college
Oh,
classroom.
and this is the point where I was like, holy fuck, excuse me? We're not dealing with Team Rocket?
A new enemy?
Oh
boy.
shit! Oh man, it's
That's
Team
how you
Magma!
know we're in Gen 3.
It's the guy from the first movie, Back for Revenge.
And
We
we
finally
succeed.
made a team.
So yeah, basically, Team Magma, they're out to get Groudon, and there's this one guy who's like, I could probably get him. And we see this pretty attractive young couple digging through a mountain and picking up a big purple rock. Means something, but we're not quite there yet.
Purple Rock.
Purple rock. It's just the fucking Power Stone from the Infinity War saga. So they're looking for Groudon, but they find this cool purple stone and wonder what it could be. Next we meet Ash, the kid who does stuff with Pokemon. So in the first movie, this is the first one we get without Misty.
No.
We have May and Max.
Which
Which
I prefer May.
I do prefer May. I do think Max is.
This movie is the shit on May movie. She makes one joke at her brother, and
Shut
then
the
she
fuck
gets
up!
yeah, she gets shit on the rest of the
Right, and
movie.
then the amount of times throughout the movie, you just hear her go,
That's essentially the anime as well, because
Yeah.
like, Max is like this genius of battling, and like May's like this fucking retard that.
Imagine if this movie was like your first experience with May.
Yeah.
It does not shine very brightly on her at all.
if it's anime, because I didn't watch the anime. Like Gen 1, I watched the anime, I didn't watch the anime continuing. So.
Yeah.
Like this was like my first, and I'm like, does all she do is just like moan and sigh, like
I
off to
know.
the side?
She's
actually
normally she
very-
does contests and stuff, and she's really like energetic, and she's the goofball that doesn't know Pokemon yet. So whenever she's like, "What's that?" Like I'm trying to think of what the example was. I think they see
She
like
does the thing where, like, you know, Ash usually is like, I don't know what Pokemon this is.
Yeah.
Ash kind of was a little bit smart in this season.
Yeah.
And then she took over as, like, the stupid one that doesn't know things.
Yeah.
instead of pulling out the Pokédex, Max was like, "Dumbass, it's this."
Yeah,
Like there's something where she, I don't know what it is, but we'll use the example where she's like, "Wow, oh, I know it was Ivysaur." So she sees an Ivysaur. She goes, "That Bulbasaur is really small," and Brock's like, or Max like, "You dumb fuck, it's an Ivysaur." She's like, "Oh, what?"
She gets a Bulbasaur with a heart shape.
Yeah, I think in like Battle Frontier. It's
The
cute.
one thing about May, it's also that throughout the whole show, they use the fights with Team Rocket, like, you know, the prepare for trial bullshit they do every episode. They use her so that she can practice her contest moves, and she does it on Team Rocket, and then she actually does it. So it'll be like, yeah, I used this against Team Rocket a few times ago, and then she'll use that and win.
I've always been more of a Dawn person.
No,
We're not
bro,
to her yet.
Dawn's the greatest.
Iris, am I right?
The fuck? No, not that. I better not see, I better not see that shit ever.
Hilda!
Yes, and that,
I mean,
little-
but she wasn't anime-ized.
She should have been.
I don't
She
think
was in
so.
that trailer. Did you see it for Gen 5?
Doesn't count.
She's in the manga too.
So anyway, the narrator says, "Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it." Title card: Pokemon Jirachi Wishmaker. Now the team is walking over a mountain. They got somewhere to be. They want to see this wonderful festival about the Millennium Comet. The
Millennium Comet.
They
Just
want to
like
see the
Ross.
Millennium Comet.
Just like
Ross!
Yeah.
Ross, the Millennium Comet. So the team goes rushing over the mountain, and they see this where the town's supposed to be.
Yeah, this gaping crater, and they're like, "Oh wow, great."
But yeah, so as they go running up, Max says something about last one there's a slowpoke, and then May's like, "Yeah, you're a slow bro," because it's like slow bro, but like brother. It's funny.
My favorite is it's fucking Brock. I don't want to be a slowpoke. And he just fucking books it.
They reach the top of the hill, but there's no festival. There's nothing happening. Guess you might as well eat some food and go to sleep. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the fucking night, just this caravan of vehicles just comes trudging in, shaking the earth, everything.
So good. So, like, if that was real,
Yeah.
like, that would be insane setup time. It's like
Sure.
world's fastest fucking carnival.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine the QVC commercials just like, oh, you've seen Big Top Cupcake, how about 2-day festival? like that shit just, like, not even 2 day, 2 hour. That shit just, like, shows up and, like,
This is one of those things
Yeah.
where I'm just imagining is like, what kind of technology do they think that we fucking have? It's just like, it's like vibranium, just like,
Yeah.
it's a pole. Now it's like a spider web. Like,
No,
what the fuck
there
just
There
happened?
was a car that had a rolled up train track on it. I was like, what the fuck?
Because I guess that wherever that came from was leaving the track, which
Yeah.
then brought a train.
Yeah, the train
to
was
the
still
festival.
riding on it. And I was like, that's really unsafe, but it's cool.
Somebody saw Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They got really inspired. they're like their spaceship is a carnival, and when they land, it sets up like this whole thing. They're like, what if we did that, but with fucking vehicles?
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, as everything starts to get set up, this one truck pulls over, and a nice, fancily dressed man with purple hair walks out, puts a chest on the floor, and starts making these big pink bubblegum balls.
Okay, that was weird. I felt uncomfortable with
It's
that.
not weird.
I was just surprised that we saw it like 3 to 4 times. I was
Yeah.
like,
You
do
had
we
to
really
loop it.
need?
We had to set the world.
They had to have the voice actor be like, I was like, how long is this gonna go?
And as he's knocking these things away, he knocks him into this very beautiful blonde lady who takes these little unfoldable fans and just starts slapping the balls. And I wasn't gonna read it, but I put in here, what did I say? She slaps the balls with the fans. She can slap
I
it.
love how we get these notes. Like, just I know Danny writes these because of all these like little notes. It's just like, yes, I'm thirsty for this woman.
She can
It's
slap
like
the
a
balls
monologue
anyway.
when he's monologuing in his head and we're like reacting to it.
100%. Like I sit there at my desk and I'm like, she can slap my balls any day. Big ass pineapple 10. Okay. Yeah, I take notes like a champ. You should have seen my college notebooks. But anyway, the gang's just like, cool, carnival's here, let's have fun. They're playing on the bumper cars, knocking people over. Brock's trying to flirt and fucking crashed into a wall. And then Team Rocket's here, and they're like, hey, we're part of the festival. And they're like, and all we have to do is throw out these flyers and clean up manure, whatever that is. And that's, Meowth having a great time. They find the flyer, the gang finds the flyer of the great butler, this magician who they gotta go see and show. So we cut to the event, he's doing the fun little flip the hat, all the Swablu come flying out, and he picks it up, curly, what?
The great what?
The great butler.
Great Joey Wheeler.
Hey, Joey Wheeler. I choose you, Dusclops. Capitata.
Capitata! Love that shit.
Baby Dwight.
Baby Twig. So the show's going on. Butler reveals fucking Curlia, which then turns into Diane. I'm like, all right. But then she's holding this big purple
I'm sorry,
rock.
what was her name?
Diane?
Rangiku from Bleach, sir.
Keep going with these.
I got one more.
Did you do the first one?
Huh?
What was the first one?
Joey Wheeler.
I thought you had three.
Joey Wheeler.
Got it,
Comedy
got
comes
it.
in threes.
Okay,
I got
yeah.
one more.
So she's holding the big purple rock, and everyone's like, wow, that's a cool, pretty rock. I wonder. And then Max is like, wait a minute. I hear a thing. Help. Fucking wake me up, bitch. And it's like, I better go down there. So Max just runs to the stage. Butler's like, could you go fucking sit back down? And Ash like, sorry, my friend. I guess we'll have a discussion in the middle of the show now while we're talking about this whole thing. I was like, and then I just put, May, check your brother. Like, why didn't she stop him? I don't know why Ash had to go do it.
Yeah, she was just like, huh.
I like to imagine, like, as he's holding out, she's like, no, stop.
I think she goes, Max.
And then she like shoves
And she
popcorn
just
down.
sits here, yeah.
Max. Yeah, Max is like, I heard a voice. And Butler's like, well, this is the kid. Let's do a magic trick.
What are your names? I'm Ash Ketchum. I'm Max.
The
Great.
It's so bad. Oh man, this is the part where Butler's like, oh, I guess I'll introduce myself to these kids. He like turns his ass to the audience and goes, what are your names? And I'm like, Butler, relax.
Schneider.
Hey, man, he's got to show the crowd why he got the name Butler.
Oh.
And Max the Great, anyway. So then they're like, you know what? We got an idea. Dusclops, come on out here. Max, Ash, get in this box. We're gonna lock it and we're gonna blow you up.
beam the fuck out of it.
Dusclops charge your hyper beam, and they just blow this. No instruction whatsoever. Like, so they're pretty chill about it. I would have been panicking the fuck like.
Yeah.
I think.
So like, what now?
I think Ash is like, yeah, let's go, Max. Yeah, it's a magic. And Max is like, why? Why would we do this?
We're gonna die.
I think Ash realizes it's just like, I've been like electrocuted by like 100 Pikachu Thunderbolts. I could probably
I can
tank a
live.
Hyper Beam.
Actually,
Turns out
like,
Deoxys,
man,
not really.
I punch him into and I'm fine. I tried punching multiple Pokemon, I'm fine.
I freed Latios from the rings. I'm fine.
Hyper Beam, they miss all the time.
Bro, I'm a rock type now.
People just someone's gonna come in and save me. It's fine.
Suicune's gonna come in.
Clean the water. He missed his cue for Mewtwo returns, but that's okay. But yeah, so Dusclops, which I fucking love Dusclops as
He's
a Pokemon.
great.
Fucking
Which,
love him.
this guy's team, when we see more of it, is real fucking solid.
He's a good team.
He is a really good team for
So
the
I'm very
generation.
positive Dusclops had to be like Dusclops and on Dark Rice Beta design look exactly the same. I'm
Okay.
very positive that at one point they had to be connected
Probably.
because they almost have like they have the same features, different colors.
Yeah. What's okay? Because we get Dusknoir later, and
Yeah.
that's some top
Yeah.
tier shit.
He's a dark genius.
Fucking love him. Shut the fuck. Anyway. So yeah, they blast this thing with a hyper beam, and right before it impacts, the floor falls out, and they go suck down through the floor, up a ramp, and so
Can you imagine?
I don't know how they got twisted around because they were like, they're looking at the audience, and then they drop, and then they somehow going up the stairs, they flip, and then land
I
right out of the
remember
ramp.
they go down, then they lay down on a different set of tracks, and they're
go.
going while they're laying down. So I don't know if the platform just like flattened out so they could stand up, and then maybe.
They live though.
Yeah.
They're good.
Can you imagine if they just died?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, wait, maybe we should have gave them instructions.
We didn't
like-
have him sign the waiver.
There's just a bunch of like charred body bits on the ground. And he's like, "Fuck, the trapdoor didn't."
Ta-da!
Dead kids.
Curlia, clean it up.
You know what this reminded me of when I was watching this with the Curlia was, do you guys ever watch Gen 1 when Ash was like doing magic for a carnival and he had Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle in
Yes.
that one box? Like, I'm gonna make water appear, and like, it's like water. That's what this reminded me of.
Yeah.
So I
Actually,
stopped and went on YouTube to look at that scene, and then I was like, okay, and then I went back and watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they had Misty in that like gold bean like
Yeah.
swimsuit thing, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember all that.
You would.
Listen, you're right though.
Thirst.
So anyway, yeah, Dusclops, he uses the hyper beam, and then I skipped a little bit. Yep, trapdoor, perfect. And then right after the fun performance, everybody lives. Team Rocket's like, give me that fucking Pikachu because we had nothing better to do right now. And then of course the team's like, you know what? We could stop this shit real quick. So as they're flying away, they also grab Mighty Anna and Curlia, and then they're like, Dusclops, I need your help. Kapitata, which is what they use to blow up their little ship thing.
It hits where they're standing on the balloon, drops one of the ropes, and then he's like, Pikachu Thunderbolt, and then it
Yeah.
drops the other part.
Yeah, so
But-
Pikachu gets out and then saves Mighty Anna and
Yeah,
Curlia.
which I was like, what the fuck is Capitata?
I had to go back and watch that because I was just like, wait a minute, what move?
Yeah, I had to go back to it.
I thought like the first thing that comes to mind, logical, is like it's a code. Like maybe
Right.
like, you don't want your opponent to know you're using tackle.
Right,
so, like,
yeah.
You
I feel like that's cheating.
Swing.
That'd be like doing competitive and being like, I renamed all my moves to like, yo, this is Butt Thunder and it's Thunder Shock. Like, uh-oh.
You
Like-
name it Butt Thunder and it's Ice Beam.
Like
It's just
visually,
Pikachu twerking.
visually, I don't know what a lot of the moves look like in the anime, but when I watched it a couple times, I thought it looked like Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think-
that's what I thought.
I'd say it might have been like translated, so it's like, oh, we said something different, but it's Will-O-Wisp, and it does
Yeah.
look like it. And
Well, how is it spelled? Can we look that up to see
I
if maybe
saw-
something in a different language that
Yeah, that's what I was
translate
thinking.
Because there's still a lot of translation errors.
There's a lot of weird things in this movie when it comes to
Yeah.
like voiceover,
Mhm.
because there's a point in this tent where May and
Yep,
Brock talk.
I talked about
but
this.
they're not matching the
Yep.
lips at all, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
what
May,
just happened?
May's like, do you think I could get to know Diane? I was like, what the fuck?
Damn.
You know, when you're drunk in the studio.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any results for it as far as Kapitata.
Kapitata.
I tried looking up with Pokemon, and Google's like, there's not many results for that. And I'm like, okay, sorry.
So you're
So,
using Google, use Yahoo.
Copy Tata.
Use Bing.
What's the one that plants the trees when you search?
Oprah.
Oprah.
It's not Oprah.
Anyway, so yeah, they save the gang. Butler and Diane are like, we got it. Nightshade, boom, Team Rocket's dead. All right, well, now that we're here, how about we tell you guys about Jirachi?
Sir, you mean Nami from One Piece?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because she voices Jirachi.
Okay, got it. I was like, there's big titty Ginge girl, and then there's this little Pokemon with a yellow head. I'm like, where?
She voices Jirachi.
Okay, makes sense.
The 4 kids dub one.
Okay.
We're back to a Pokemon that taught. No, I'm just kidding.
So Butler and Diane, they take the gang aside and they explain the history of Jirachi. It's a mythical Pokemon who only wakes up every 1,000 years, who's sleeping inside the stone. And it's going to wake up as the comet passes, and it needs a true friend. So Max, here's your task for the day. Hold this fucking rock and make this Jirachi come to life.
This is when May goes, that would be my brother, friends with a rock, and that's like the only good scene she gets for the rest of the fucking movie. Because she gets shit on the whole time.
You know what's beautiful about that? It's like, that's such a sibling thing to do. And then they went on to give us, like, in Gen 6, they gave us Bonnie and...
Yep.
Claude. I want to say Claude.
Gen 6, Clyde.
And, like,
Clyde.
that whole...
I think that's it.
Clyde, yeah. Bonnie and Clyde. And
Damn. I didn't
yeah,
even...
I know.
That's weird. They're not bad guys.
Or are they? But that whole thing was literally like, he's super fucking smart, but all his inventions fuck up, and she's like, you dumbass! You know that wasn't gonna work! And like, watching like May do that gave me so many flashbacks of that, because like the only reason I liked Gen 6 was the League, and the pairing of like Bonnie and Clyde. Because she was always like, you dumbass! You could just open the door like a normal person. Like, you create machines for everything, like fucking everything. And they always
I gotta poop. Just fucking squat.
Bro, why? Don't create this
Butt
It's just
man.
that
hyper
hand that goes...
artillery arm.
Butt thunder.
I mean, I'm just saying, the region's based in France. They have stuff for that.
They have stuff for that. So Butler hands Jirachi over to Max.
Pokemon.
And May's like, can I hold it? And Max is like, fuck you. You called me a slow bro. And then they kind of meander for a
Yeah,
bit.
because he's like, you're just jealous because you want to hold it. And she's like, yeah. Because when they volunteer for the magic trick, that's when the voice fuck up is.
Yeah.
That's when it's just like, do you think they'll show us how they did it? And that's on Brock's mouth moving. And then it goes to Brock's voice on May's body. It's like, do you think they'll let me meet Diane? And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think like somewhere in like post-production, they're just like, nah, don't go back.
We have to
fix
make it so the kids feel smarter than the movie.
Exactly.
We have to do that again?
So yeah, later at the festival, May comes across this little shop. She's like, ooh, this little toy. And it's a little wishing star that goes hand in hand with the comet, which is going to be in the sky for 7 days. And every night she has to put one of the little petals down and she makes the wish. And then at the end, the wish is supposed to come true, right?
Yeah,
Well, we'll come back to that. It's a very nice little thing, little fun thing.
They sell those.
Sync laugh, yeah. Where he's like,
Oh, you're
right,
right. Yeah, like,
but he's clearly laughing.
He does the thing, yeah. He's just like, what did he say? So, you really only wish one, make it count. Okay, he's like, so you only get one wish, make it count. And it's it's very weird.
This entire movie, I'm just sitting here like, why is this happening? I've noticed it. This is like very noticeable twice. Like, what happens
this is
with
what you
this
wish
one?
for.
Yeah, so I assume it, because you said the story is different.
It's slight, yeah, I have the variants here.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. So I just assume there's a lot of script changes that were like, let's change this for the English one, and instead of reanimating, let's just put it right over where it belongs.
Yeah. Also, I should have said this in the beginning. This is the only movie where the name of the characters are the same in both languages. Because usually, like, they change the name of like the English characters.
Yeah.
Because May is just May, and in Japan.
Which, by the way, May and Max, if they had another sibling, it'd be either Maz or Maul.
I was gonna say Min. I was Max and Min. I was like,
Because it's M-A-X-M-A-Y. So the logical step, because it went May then Max in birth, it would either be Maul if they're going backwards in the alphabet, or they have an older sibling named Maz.
It would just be Mega or Alpha, based off of X and Y. They never got there.
They remake Gen 3 now.
Remake.
They're just gonna give us, they're just gonna give us Max and May, and then they're just gonna throw in Cernius and Gavelta.
So yeah, a funny laugh happens. The gang steps aside. All the lights start to shut off as the fireworks get ready to go off. Pew, pew. And then, as the fireworks end, we get the Millennium Comet. Everybody's like, "Oh my
The
god!"
Millennium Comet.
Millennium Comet.
I don't remember that.
triangle in the sky.
I don't remember that in Yu-Gi-Oh.
And the Millennium Comet.
I don't remember that. I know,
was
I know
one-
there's 10 Egyptian items, but
It was God's. It was just one that no one could really take. He just had a big old keychain that he hung here from his shoulder. It was just like a comet, and he's like, "Fucking try me, bitch."
he like word up.
Yeah. I'll send you to the Shadow Realm.
Alright, we made our quota.
Here we go. No more anime.
Now we gotta do a Dragon Ball Z one at some point, naturally.
Make a Yamcha joke around here.
Naturally.
Anyway. So May makes her first wish. Very important. She's the first little pedal down. Max falls asleep with Jirachi's rock, and they're like, "You know what? I could help him sleep better." So they sing like the mommy song, like the
Do 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 do.
Which
This sounds like
The Starburst.
I get that she's I get that she's a kid just like hum singing this
Yeah.
song, but it was like,
Just make her hum it.
Yeah.
Don't make her go doo 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 doo. It's like what the fuck?
and now don't get me wrong, I love this song. I've
Yeah.
listened to it like 9 times on the way up here, and
It's
like
unnatural, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it felt awkward.
because it's like normally I'm not gonna sit in front of my 2 friends and go doo doo doo.
Yeah, I'll sit there.
like hum
Well,
it,
maybe I will.
hum
not
it,
anyway,
whistle
but-
it. Don't do do's.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's the easiest song to remember. You can never forget it.
Yeah, doo doo doo.
See, like, we could be a
Like
quartet.
I said, this also sat in my car for like 10 years, so I just know the song by heart.
yeah.
But anyway, she's like, "Yeah, I guess Max is already asleep. I might as well help him sleep more." I don't know. Maybe she wanted to steal the rock. But all of a sudden, the sun starts to glow. And we hear Jirachi say, "The star is calling." And then,
Thanks, Nami.
so this green energy starts to fade over the planet, and Absol out in the middle of the mountains is just like, "Oh shit, I get to be in this movie." And starts hopping his way over to this festival, and Absol's like, "Time to shut shit down."
I got really excited when I saw Absol because I was like, "Holy shit, this thing's in the movie!" Yes!
So here's the thing about
Knife tumor cat.
Because I got really excited, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, because Absol is known as the disaster Pokemon,
That's why.
and whenever Absol shows up, something is about to go horribly wrong.
That is why.
So as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh no.
But they didn't need Absol for that because we all know that Pikachu can do the exact same thing.
Oh,
Because
yep,
with the
you're right.
Lugia thing, he sends a storm. Absol was super
Yeah,
fucking
he also
useless
saw
as
through
well.
those walls last movie. He's like, Pika!
Pika.
And then Ash
So-
can translate him.
Time travel.
Is it that disaster comes with Absol?
No, no,
He
no.
Or
shows
Absol
up
shows
more.
up when
The
disaster
lore
is coming?
is that he shows up before a disaster.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
people think that when they see Absol,
Oh,
he's
shit.
bringing the disaster
Yeah.
because one, the lore of him being a dark type, which means that they're evil.
Yeah.
And so when they see him, they automatically go like, the earthquake happened because of him, not, hey,
To
he
be
showed
fair-
up and he's telling all of us to fucking leave, but he's a Pokemon and we don't understand him.
Absol did not make himself seem like the good guy. Homie came
Yeah.
in shattering mirrors and fuck. So
Yeah.
Well, like Pokemon does this thing where like dark types are evil unless they're caught by a trainer.
Yeah.
Like if you have an Eevee and it turns into Umbreon, it turned out of friendship, whatever, he's good. But if you
Okay.
find one in the wild, he's gonna fuck your shit up.
got it. That fixes that because later I asked like to clarify the disaster thing. I was like, so if someone catches Absol, every time you let him out, does disaster just
No.
happen, or like is it just it's null and void now?
And plus, Meowth wasn't around because he speaks fluent in every
The
Pokemon
same
language.
oif?
And he had an Absol couldn't shoot electricity at Pikachu, so Pikachu couldn't communicate with it.
Ah,
Which is funny because he can learn Shockwave.
shut the fuck. Anyway,
He can go like,
We should.
But can you learn butt thunder?
We shouldn't take the Pokedex at face value because
Sure.
supposedly every time Lugia flaps, a hurricane is supposed to start. So
we saw 2000. That's why he kind of glided a lot.
Something about the word flap being a verb is weird.
Can I
See-
do not flap?
Absol darts to the festival. The stone starts to glow. Pops out little baby Jirachi. Diane comes running over. She's like, "Is that Jirachi? Let me go get Butler." And so that was kind of weird.
I didn't realize that its little like ribbon trail things become a swaddle.
it's like-
I was like, oh, that is cute. That's actually adorable.
I love Jirachi
you
design.
would have never
skin
known that if you
sleeves.
didn't watch a movie. You would have never known that.
Right. 'cause
Yeah, I
that
didn't know
kinda
that.
shown.
But there's a weird thing that the movie shows off that none of the games ever talk about that I knew, and I don't know why I know it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
The vagina.
Whoa.
Finish your thought.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, the stone glows and the gang's like, "Hey, we got Jirachi." Diane's like, "You know what? You can stay with us tonight because now that you have what we want, We got to put you where we need you.
Yeah, so if anybody had any goddamn perception in the movie, they were like, oh, you can stay with us tonight. Nobody's going to be like, that's fucking weird.
That's fucked up.
That's fucking weird. Something's up. What's going on?
So then they head to
That
the
moment in
van.
the party, like in D&D, where no one incites the very clearly visible bad guy, and everyone's just like, yeah, no,
cleaning his teeth with a knife. He's just like, yeah, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I tell you what, I'll tag along.
So yeah, the gang heads to the van, and they're like, let's chill out with Jirachi and learn who this little fucker is. Sorry about that, John broke the camera. Anywho, so the gang gets on the bus, and they said, you know what? I could really use some wishes. So the gang's like torturing Jirachi, be like, yo, give me my wish. I want my wish. No, give me my wish. And then Max is like, you know what? I want candy.
Well, the candy happens first.
But does the candy happen first?
They're like, we don't even know if this works. And Max is like, I wish I had candy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
and then May's like, see, wishes can't happen. And then Max is like, but I have candy.
But I have chips.
And she's like, God damn it, why is my brother winning?
Fucking slow bro, damn it.
I'm surprised Brock didn't wish for some type of like women.
I think
He tries
does,
to,
doesn't he?
yeah. He's like,
Yeah,
I
'cause
want
that's-
girls. Yeah,
like
he's in the pile of candy.
I forget, Ash says something, May's like, I want to wish, and Brock says, I want to wish for girls.
Yeah,
And then like
yeah.
back it, like,
I want some bitches.
Ash was like, hey, me next.
I halfway thought a girl is actually going to show
Yeah.
up. Only for the fact that Jirachi just seems to be latching on to whatever anybody's saying at this point. Poor Candy Skull.
Ash is like, I want to make a wish next. And May's like, I know exactly what I want to wish for. And then fucking Brock is just like, I want to wish for some girls. And like, they all start fucking pulling on Jirachi. And then the door opens
I
up.
like your Brock
Because
impression.
Jirachi just keeps making candy till it pops open.
I want to wish for some
He's not
girls.
making it.
Poor Candy Stall guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
he's
right, so he
taking
doesn't
it.
make the candy,
But he
right?
keeps
So the
popping it into the van.
the truck continues to fill and fill, and then we see this little merchant who's just like, all his shit's popping away. He's like, what the fuck? And we learn that Jirachi...
The equivalency of my cabbages.
Yeah.
I'm ruined!
Around the time that got popular, right?
Yeah, so Jirachi actually isn't creating anything, it's teleporting stuff. So every time they're making this wish for anything, Jirachi's like, I got it. Take it here, put it here. So as they continue to fight a little bit, the van door opens and everyone just comes flooding out in this avalanche of snacks. Yeah, we see the poor little man be like, oh, I'm ruined, I have no money. And they're like, well, I guess we got to teleport it back. So May's like, Jirachi, get rid of the problem. So Jirachi teleports May back into the pile of food.
That was the
Absolutely
biggest power move.
fucking roasted.
Again, May get shit on in this movie.
That's my favorite part because she's like, Jirachi, get rid of the problem. Okay, gone. I love
The
that.
worst part
Jirachi.
is, she's like, we need to get rid of this candy. And then she goes, Jirachi, get rid of the problem. It's like, no, you just said get rid of the candy. You just said...
Jirachi
You're
the
fucking
savage.
roasted.
My favorite part is they wait till after she opens and eats a candy bar to tell her that
Yeah.
she just legally stole.
Yeah, well, because they're like, oh no, what happened? Oh no, she's stuck in the fucking candy.
They arrest her.
Yeah, and then she pops up like, finally, and then it's like, oh no.
And
shit.
everybody's like, and she's like, God damn it.
Because then they're like, oh, Jirachi, can you please put the candy back? It's like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, Jirachi, sleep. We're gonna have to move it back by hand.
I don't really feel.
Why don't you ask me later?
Sorry, problem. I'm tired.
Shakes him like a fucking 8-ball.
Yeah.
Maybe, yes.
So they all go to sleep, I guess, and then Jirachi wakes up in the morning, and Max is just like staring at it, like, hi.
Which is so creepy.
Very creepy.
I was like, why is Max? Why are you like that?
That's the scene.
Did you stay up all night and just stare at this thing?
That's the scene on Twilight when fucking Edward's looking at Bella when she wakes up. Because I always said that scene was very fucking weird.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, that's so romantic. I'm like, if I fucking do that to you, you will call the fucking cops right now. Like, that's essentially what Max said. I imagine Jirachi wakes up, it's like, I'll just go back.
Put me back in my rock.
Mind you, no personal space, just up in this.
Yeah.
Up in
As
this
soon as he wakes up, just
Right in
up
that
this
little
thing's
tummy
face.
slit. Just, anyway.
That's his vagina.
You like it? You like that?
No,
Tummy slit?
I don't like that or flaps. Not a fan.
So yeah, they all wake up. It's like time to have fun. So the gang's like, let's get dressed and get ready for this carnival that we volunteered to be a part of, the circus. Max and Jirachi are just like, we're gonna go have fun. So they go running through the carnival, taking all the rides, eating all the snacks, having a grand old time. And then as the sun starts to set, we see Absol watching over the circus. This is another one of those I feel like the tradition with these Pokemon movies is that With Charizard, I always take it back to 3 with Charizard. Like in that last moment when we didn't see it coming, and that just like hit a note. And with Absol, with Suicune, there's like 2 or 3 other examples where it's like the thing that's coming to move the plot, they show us before it happens. And I think it hits harder if you just let it happen.
When you forget about it and then it's like,
Right.
that
Because
little
like
guy.
I think is where Max starts fucking around and they knock over the thing and May gets trampled on by a big metal like tower.
Again,
and then Absol
absolutely
breaks it.
shit on. Because Max, she's like, Max, help me, and he goes around, he's like holding it up, and then Jirachi comes around, and it's like, play, and then he steals his glasses, and instead of being like, no, I'm helping my sister hold this thing, he's like, I can't see the thing I'm holding if you take my fucking glasses. Get back here, Jirachi. And May's just like, well, I'm gonna get crushed now.
So I agree with you, Danny. I hate when they do like, you take away the ability for me to get excited for this Pokemon. And I know why they do it for writing purposes.
Sure.
It's like, put them in the box art, it'll sell. But I'd rather like Absol not be shown at all. Maybe show the shadow on the floor, so you could be like, what Pokemon is that?
Yeah,
and then
something
when
like
you
imply
see
it.
do his iconic entrance.
Yeah.
But I learned that with the movies, they're so obsessed with putting the Pokemon in the box art because that's the marketing power that I don't think if we're ever gonna get a Charizard moment again.
Yeah.
Until the card movie.
Yeah.
But
I just think it's like do that. But Charizard, I think, is done perfect.
Yeah.
Show it at the beginning and be like, okay, we know Charizard's here, but then don't show it until the moment it comes to save the day or do the thing.
Yeah.
Like here, they showed Absol in the forest and then started leaping towards, assumedly the circus. And then they show it watching over. If you didn't show it watching over, and all of a sudden Max didn't, they're running around, like something's here. Like we see the tear in the tent, and all of a sudden the mirrors shatter. Like, oh shit, that's right, Absol's coming. What the fuck? Like. I think it would have hit a lot harder than being like, remember, he's right here.
Yeah.
You're about to see him again.
So
they can also use a decoy Pokemon. So for example, like if they would have had Absol and then also gave you like another Gen 3 Pokemon, so you can be like, whoa, which one is it? And like kind of like
It's just like a Wingull stuck in the top of the tail.
So
Plastic bag.
I
Yeah.
normally would agree with you. I think what they did with Absol here was actually very clever.
Okay.
Because going back to his entrance, where disaster goes, Absol follows.
Sure.
So it's like that moment, like you see them having fun together, like Max and Jirachi like having fun going through all of this, and then you see Absol approaching. It's like in the back of your head, you're like, they're having a good time and shit's about to go down. They're not ready for this. So like,
No, that's fair.
So for like me, like it was like kind of like creating like a sense of like suspense where I'm like, kid, you're about to get fucking rocked.
Okay.
You
No, I'll
have
give you
no
that.
I think
idea
it's a
what's coming.
context
That's a fair
thing.
argument. That's a fair argument.
So I think it's like if you have the knowledge of it, like it helps build that moment up more
Yeah.
because you're like you're gonna have a bad time.
I
that's
think
kind of like a Drifloon grabbing a kid's
Yeah.
arm. They're like, yo, that motherfucker getting taken. You know what I mean?
I think the only issue with that is that we know Absol's a
Yeah,
disaster
right.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
but if you're a kid watching this for the first time, you see the cool white dog with the spike on its head, you don't get that line of dialogue that
Right.
it follows disaster until after it shows up.
Yeah, it's a context thing.
Yeah, which I think it's like it is like one of those moments where it's like if you play the games and would watch all like if you have like all the knowledge like it's gonna help build that up more. But like if you're not a Pokemon person, you're just like, what the fuck's this dog doing?
Yeah.
It's just running.
Just running.
It's got a cool like thing that you can like slice people in half, but
Big
like
doggy boy. But yeah, so thing comes in, we're having fun, we're cleaning up the circus, thing falls over, May gets fucked. Not well.
Not literally.
Rephrasing, May
Should've
gets.
won.
Thing falls on May. May go ouch.
Those 3D headphones, man.
I get scared off. The metal rod just snapped off.
Danny watched a different version of the movie.
He downloaded the wrong.
I watched it on the orange YouTube.
He watched Jirachi Wishmaker.
You wanted me to get rid of the problem? If you guys didn't remember, this is a PG show.
Is it though?
PG-13.
Can we get a shirt made that says Jirachi Wishmaker? And just have glasses.
He's got the shutter shades.
blood in his little, you know.
I'll hit up the moon jelly bean. In.
all I want is a gif of Danny.
I mean, you guys have shirts at this point that could make this possible.
Yeah,
Like,
let's make it happen. I'll put it in the notes.
Send the concept to Deirdre.
So yeah, as they're playing around, everyone's mad at Max and Jirachi for fucking things up. They see like the tear in the roof of the tent, like roof, ceiling, I don't know what you call the top of a tent. So as
Big
the
Which
apex
seems, which
of the
seems
tent.
a little excessive, right?
Right.
If we're to assume that is caused
by
Absol.
Yeah.
So why couldn't you just tear the side of the tent or walk into like why did
I'm
you jump over and then in?
Because Absol is just like, you know what? I'm too badass. I'm gonna go from the top.
Could you imagine how different Pokemon heroes would have been if, like, instead of like Espeon just like walking in and being like, "Oh hi, Mister, go to sleep." Imagine if Espeon just like teleports in, puts him to sleep.
He's just
I thought you were gonna say, imagine
crumble that wall.
Imagine Absol come in like, hi, and then just.
It's like someone.
He can't get him off, so you just see him do this.
He's just stuck there the rest of the movie.
They're sitting there using the DMA, and Absol's just got Lorenzo hanging off the side of his body.
He's just slumped over.
Oh no, Grandpa! Oh, he's
Fucking
fucking
knife
dead.
Oh, he's in the eternal slumber. Oh.
After 20 minutes, he turns into a
Absol,
soul.
use hypnosis. Guts a man. He's sleeping.
Jesus Christ. Jane dressed up as clowns. I lost my spot. May trips over the thing. Da 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 da. Null and void. Absol. Okay, cool. So Absol appears. They're like, yep, only appears during a great tragedy. And Absol just starts destroying this tent. He's breaking mirrors. He's knocking shit over. But he's trying to get Jirachi so they can like, hey, let's take it home. But we don't know that just yet. So May's like, I'll save the day. Torchic, I choose you.
I love that shit. When she's like, oh, Torchic, it's like, beep, beep, beep. I'm like, you're about to get fucking kicked.
Because I think at this point, she probably just has Torchic and Beautifly. I think
Probably.
If she has Beautifly, then she's pretty far off, though.
They show everybody's team in the credits at the very
Oh,
end.
did they?
Yeah.
Okay, I must have missed it.
Yeah.
What did May have?
I think it was Beautifly and Torture.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Brock
so that
has his Mudkip.
So by that time,
Mudkip, Lotad.
Yeah.
so they're past the second gem at least.
So, so Ashwood had Shrika.
Ash
Yeah.
has Trico,
Trico.
Corphish.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're way past. They're the electric, like around the electric is the
Lawville.
third gem. Yeah.
So Snow runs much
He
later.
catches Corphish and then can't fucking use them in the
I guess realistically it doesn't matter because he doesn't use him in the movie anyway. So
Well,
yeah.
because Ash. But yeah, so he sends out Torchic, yeah, and then Pikachu's like, I'll help too. And Jirachi's like, no, don't do that. And just says, like, teleports him to the roof of the tent, just puts him on top, like, stay away. No, you don't play.
Get rid of the problem.
But yeah, Jirachi's like, it's here for me, so let me handle this. Absol rushes into the as they teleport away, Absol's like, I know Jirachi's there, but I'm gonna kill you. And like looks at Brock and Ash, like, ooh, you think it's okay? And as Absol rushes, Butler like pressed the button on his staff. And it really hurt watching the Absol run and the momentum. He fell and just like bops his chin off like the hole and then falls in.
I
I'm
was quite impressed that they let that animation go through because I watched it back a second and the third time. I was like, oh
So
god.
one of my dogs is very lanky. Like he's very Seuss. He's
Yeah.
very long, has long lanky legs, right?
Zeus, if you're watching this, what's up,
Fuck
buddy?
you, buddy.
hit the like button.
Damn.
So
3 different ways.
watching that, I'm like, if my dog felt that way, he would fucking die.
Yeah.
Like the way that
The
looked,
tragedy was Absol's
if
death.
Seuss was running full speed and he fell the exact same way, decapitation. Like,
Yeah.
I get to, what's it called? You get your neck snap. Whatever that is.
Fenestration.
Yeah, decapitation.
That's not what that is.
Yeah.
Or,
I think it's when you put somebody through a window.
the neck dead, yeah.
Yeah, easily. Like, the way Absol didn't die, I'm like, okay, you're pretty strong, buddy. I will catch you in the wild, because you survive like that, you can survive Hyper Beam.
Yeah.
Point blank.
So then Curlia comes out like, hey, use hypnosis to put the Absol to sleep. And I was
It
like,
comes up in the cage.
yeah,
Yeah.
I tired. So he goes to sleep. So the gang's like, all right, let's figure out why this Absol's here. And they're like, oh, well, it's here for Jirachi, but Jirachi, again, is too tired, so we'll go to sleep. Sirens are on our end, by the way.
Well, this every episode.
But yeah.
Every
Besides
episode.
sirens.
Quite a couple, yeah. I miss them sometimes. So again, if you're listening to this while you're driving, there might be a cop behind you, but there's also one with us, so
So speed.
speed up. Yeah.
Check your mirror, then continue driving.
So yeah, the gang, they go to sleep. Jirachi's too tired to talk about anything. And then May's like, I'm not really tired. I'm going to go outside so she can make her second wish. And then at this point, she sees like Butler walking away with something. And it's like, I wonder what that is. And obviously it's Jirachi because Butler's like, can't be trusted. He came here for a purpose. So Butler and Diane are setting up this big machine. And they're like, if we put Jirachi on this. Okay, sorry, I sound like somebody came inside it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Butler and Diane, like, we can put this on here, which then I can use to completing my goal. Like, what goal is that? Now it's time for a flashback. So Butler, the beginning of the movie when we saw Team Magma in this big hall being like, this is what's happening, these are the Pokemon, we were after Groudon. Butler's like, what I want to do is take this shard of Groudon and take this massive amount of energy and turn this piece into a full-grown Groudon for you people. Let me show you what it can do. And as it's creating this gelatinous thing, the machine breaks. And they're like, oh, you can't do anything. He's like, I just need more power. I'm like, you're a joke.
The voice of Brock.
You suck. I wish for a bunch of girls.
You suck.
And then Butler's like, I'm so embarrassed. Ugh, hot rock, and burns his hand. And then picks it up again and says, I'll do this. So now Butler's goal is to create Groudon to get in good with Team Magma, but then also be like, fuck you, I did it. And then...
Imagine being a part of an evil team and then having an experience that makes you even more evil.
Yeah.
So you know what's the problem with this? Is that it gives you vibes of Entei.
Okay, yeah.
You know, with the Groudon thing.
Yeah.
And that's instantly,
create the
that
Pokemon.
instantly kind of like, it started dwelling to that realm, so I was like,
Sure.
all right.
Okay. So now that we're back in time, Jirachi's being forced into this machine so we can see its true eye, which is that little slit on his tummy, which is like, it's the third eye, the vagina, but it's a sideways vagina.
Which is the thing that I always knew Jirachi had, but never saw this movie,
Right.
and I don't know where I got that information from.
So you probably got it because one of his, I forgot what game it is, but one of the games shows him.
I think Coliseum does
Is it
it.
Coliseum?
One of the
games.
games.
I never
Yes.
played Coliseum,
Did you
so
ever
like
watch any trailers for it?
Gale Darkness?
I looked at all the Pokedex entries for Jirachi. None of them
Pokemon
specify an eye.
Pokemon cards?
See, because I'm on like the same path. I always kind of, like at least like I've always kind of like just like imagined like Jirachi, like it had like very like Buddhistic vibes to
Okay.
it. So that, and that's all about enlightenment, and the third eye is all about being enlightened. So like I always kind of like when I saw that slit in the stomach, I'm like, so that's where it is. Like it's not like TN where it's like up on the forehead.
I knew it was going to
It's like
Dragon Ball
right in the
somehow.
stomach.
Hey, there it is. There we go. We met the quota.
That was a good
We met the
one!
quota.
That was so good! Daddy's like, I hate these guys.
I mean, I could have made one earlier when he was like, bring Latios back from the desk. Like, yeah, just use Jirachi as Shenron to bring Latios back. But
Thank
I
you
feel like
guys
every
for
time we
watching.
make one of these, every time we make one of these, Danny goes home and he continues his research on perfectly cloning us. Like, he can only talk about Pokemon.
you can only know my hero and
Delete.
watch the movie.
Well, all you need is a
Exactly.
Jirachi and a piece of us, and you can make a whole nother
You
version.
don't want to talk about Pokemon or Big Time Rush, you're dead to me.
Basically, or Uncharted, or Cuphead.
He's about to create his own hex,
Or
and
Violet.
tonight's gonna be like, wow, did you listen to that new Big Time Rush song? And then I walked in and I was like, Pokemon, Road Company.
Me sitting up straight is the immediate. If I ever sit up straight the entire time, like I'm kidnapped and insane.
And now,
But you're not the real Vision. Explain. Yes.
I require elaboration.
So the gang. Okay, so yeah, Butler's like, Dusclops, open this thing's eyeball, because they're getting a little. Consent's the thing. Just keep that in mind. So the gang, they're like, something's going on. Let's rush over there. And then this big beam of energy just blasts out of Jirachi's true eye, and then launches up to the comet. And then another beam just comes right back and just obliterates everything.
So, since we're bringing up other things, is belly button laser dude guy? Does he have an eye on his belly button? Is that why
He
he
must.
has? Because that's what that scene reminded me of. I was just like,
and then
oh,
Jirachi gets diarrhea. Doom Desire.
Millennium Comet.
So as everything gets like blown away, Butler tries to, so Max comes in, grabs Jirachi, he's like, are you okay? And Butler's like, hey, I got this, give me Jirachi, we're gonna take care of it. He's like, I don't trust you anymore. But I think Diane at this point is like, hey, we should stop. And Butler's like, but we gotta do this. She's like, I never wanted this. This is not what I ever wanted us to be.
Joey Wheeler.
Joey Wheeler, the same oath, the same it.
Gotta do this for my sister.
Box me, because Danny's done that for every episode except the last one.
Did I not do the last one?
No, so there's gonna be, every episode's gonna have a Meowth reference except the last one now.
The same oath. No, Danny, take that clip and go put it in the other one before that comes out.
You're gonna forget.
I
It's
will.
just gonna be a random
100%.
ass moment of future Danny being like the same oi. It's gonna cut.
He's gonna hear that in post. He's big fuck. I didn't do it.
I'm gonna zoom out in Premiere. I'm just gonna put a slice somewhere in the middle, move it, and then I'm gonna just record the same oith and just drop it in. And you'll be like, yeah. So Latios is like, oh no, I gotta save my sister. The same oith, and then Latios.
I thought you would just do it at the very beginning, where it's just gonna be like the same oif, and then intro.
I want the surprise. I want someone to be driving and be like, okay, these guys know what they're talking. The same oith.
Was that an audio fuck up on my
Try to remember to do it, and then they'll come here and be like, oh, context, okay. But yeah, so the gang's like, let's save Jirachi. They pick him up, start to run, and Dusclops is like, nah, I'm gonna just try and explode you. And then Absol finally breaks out of the cage. By the way, Absol's been freaking out this entire time, like
He's been
slamming in
banging,
the cage.
yeah, and it's like slowly denting, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's pretty cool.
So he breaks out and uses like Razor Wind or something on Dusclops, which like holds them back.
That's a
unique
move.
move.
What's that?
That's a unique move.
I have no clue.
No, it is not.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounded like a question. I was like,
No, like it's just a unique move, and it's so ass.
Yeah. Is that bad?
Yeah, you have to wait a turn to use it. So like the first turn you gather wind, and the second turn you.
Oh, I didn't know it was like a
It's
two.
It's also a
Solar
normal
Beam.
type. It's a normal
Interesting.
type move, and it's not that strong.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks. But Mega Absol.
Yeah, he has a move that they never explain, which is the one where like he tilt his fucking neck.
And then just guts all
And, like,
over.
It's the Lorenzo stab.
And he sends like a dark slash. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know it's not Night Slash because Night Slash didn't come out till Gen 5 or no Gen 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
But he uses it in Gen 3. He
It's
goes
like
like,
stab.
and then like you see the swordsman anime slash go through.
Retaliate?
No.
No, that's a cool one though.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
What's up?
Danny.
You came at me. Herdier put you in the fucking ground, son.
You went oh. Anime.
But yeah, so Diane, she escapes with the kids. They hop into the bus and just start to drive away. And then Butler's like, Mariana, take this stick thing. Mariana just charges after it and puts like some tracker
thing-
on the back of the bus.
Fucking trucked down a bus.
Mariana's fast.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What's faster, fucking Mighty Anna or Whalmer?
Corsola in the water.
Or Tordal with yeah.
I just imagine Mighty Anna running on water now. It's just like,
You guys ever do a thing where when you're sitting in the car and you imagine like Pokemon flying? Like, did you ever
100%.
race Pokemon?
Yeah,
You
all the
see a Pokemon run on water in this movie. I'm pretty sure you see Pikachu do it.
Pikachu runs
At some point, yeah, I'm pretty sure. It might be in the intro.
No, bro, you smoking, bro.
No,
Oh,
I
Pikachu did
could
run
have
on water.
sworn I just saw.
I mean, Suicune might have been in the intro, and Suicune can run on water, but
Suicune dances on water.
It was either this movie or the previous, but I remember Pikachu being on water and running on it for some reason.
Very puzzled Suicune does show up on this one. Miscellaneous lake somewhere other region. And then like they cut back to
They're,
Jirachi.
yeah, they're just like,
They had to
what is
cure
that
Jir-
lake? And he's like,
They had to peer Jirachi's lake from the third eye, so they had to be like, ding, Suicune, thank you for showing
I
up.
had to touch his tummy.
His tummy
flaps.
flaps open.
So Jirachi, I typed Jirachi. I don't know if I meant to put Pikachu. I think, yeah, Jirachi. Jirachi wants to go home. Okay. So
That's
Jirachi
their
wants to go
fusion
home
name.
back to Farina, which is the nice little forest town for Pokemon and stuff. So Diane starts to explain to the kids, like, hey, so here's Butler. He wanted Groudon. He fucked up. Team Magma's upset. He's upset. Now he wants Groudon so he can prove that he knows what he's doing. So this is the part where I feel like, because we were talking in the last episode about how, like, legendaries is typically like a myth, and, like, they don't. How do you find out about these Pokemon if they're so, like, secretive and no one knows? And then Brock is just like, she's like, yeah, Butler wants Groudon. So Brock goes, isn't the legendary Pokemon rumored to have incredible powers? I'm like, that's all of them. But like, because he didn't even say, like, ground, fire. He's like, amazing powers? Like, yeah. You've met, like, 6 of them already. Like,
You know, that really falls in line with Brock's character though, especially with who he's talking to.
Drawing
He's like, I really gotta look good in front of her, so I gotta sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Two brain cells, Brock.
imagine it's just a Pokemon they haven't met yet, and she's just like, oh, man. Butler's trying to create a blip bug. He's like, isn't that the legendary Pokemon? Rumored to have incredible power? She's like, no, no. Shut up,
bug.
Brock.
Shut it, dude.
I'm getting married.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I thought of something Pokemon related that
Yeah.
I don't know why you saying Bliplock made me think of this. But Gen 6 is still original creators of Dynamax because they had the super training where the Pokemon gets really big. I don't know why. Are you saying that? I'm like, who's the bug type? Who's the bug type in Gen 6?
Gen 6, is that?
Scatterbug, right?
Scatterbug, yeah.
That's why, because they look the same.
Okay, that's fair.
So you said the bug's name, and my brain for some reason was like,
Whoa.
Dynamax and Gen 6.
Time to make a video.
So in order to power this machine, Butler needs like the ultimate energy source. So he's like, I need something that's 1,000 years old, which I don't know how that equates exactly, but obviously we need Jirachi to make this thing work so we can have Groudon.
Millennium Comet.
So a better plot, not plot, but a better idea would just go to the forest with for the Selbies, somehow harness their power.
Time travel!
So he can get the Groudon from the past and then take them. I'm like, bro, where the fuck did you get this thing?
Time
They're
travel.
sleeping, so you just gotta, with the Pokeball.
Is that how that works? Does like the Pokemon get like an alert? Like if he's just sleeping and then
bro,
wakes
when
up in a
when they're
Pokeball?
asleep and you throw that Pokeball, that is a Master Ball. It became a Master Ball.
Sometimes.
And I like to imagine when you see a legendary sleeping, you're just like, alright, it's the moment I've been waiting for. Hey, asshole! And then you just wake up.
Get up!
I'm fighting you first.
That's why people have so many Snorlax in the anime.
That's, yeah, fair.
You just catch them. I imagine the Snorlax wake up like,
What's the excuse in like the first season when they're like, oh, this Snorlax is blocking the way? Pokeball! Like he doesn't actually...
the same thing happened with Witcash where they threw a Master Ball and fucking caught it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Because I thought it there was going to catch from the inside out. I'm like, nope, you lost the Master Ball.
It's
type
just
shit.
And when he sent it out, just blood and guts.
Go!
They caught that guy that died in Alomar or whatever.
Lorenzo. Poor Lorenzo. Why did he come a punching bag after the fact?
How did Lorenzo become like that?
You see the man? He's a big guy.
So the gang, yeah, let's take Jirachi home. Let's go on a nice road trip, and we get a little montage here. But Butler he's following in like this super secret flying mobile, which we don't really see. He sees open the truck, and we see it exist. And then I guess that turns into that weird like sky-mounted lab that he has later.
Amazing.
But it was kind of cool.
Again, just vehicles just say fuck everything.
Yeah.
I gave me Dexter's Laboratory vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That lab.
Like, the weird thing to me about all this is that the fact that Butler puts a tracking device on the van, which falls off before they get to the area.
And he still follows them.
But yet he still follows them, which I'm okay with because the fact that he knows where Jirachi wants to go, so why did he need to put the tracking device on there?
To know where his Diane went.
What?
What? Am I wrong?
I was like, why do we need that little extra piece of information? Like, I personally could have just assumed that because he knows where Jirachi's from, he knows where Jirachi's gonna go.
Just go,
So
yeah.
like, why not just go there and then show up? I don't.
Because he's afraid that at the end of this, multiple Jirachis are going to come in, grab this one, hoist
And just
him
start
back.
making wishes.
How does he have that information?
He's the great butler, Dante.
He
Team
didn't get the
Rocket
title
got
great.
one of their handbooks. He's like, oh shit, Jirachi. That's
I
how he
should have
got
joined
it.
these guys.
This is another one. I think this movie is another one of those instances where I was like, oh wow, Team Rocket has a branded thing of this.
Yeah.
Again, why? I don't remember what it was. I didn't write it down.
But yeah, so the gang driving through the desert, bumpy road knocks off the tracker, which again, it wasn't really harped on. We just, now Butler can't track him, I guess. But then
But he doesn't need to.
we got to night, May's making her third wish, and she's like, wait a minute, Diane, you're a woman, I'm a woman, let's talk, because the boys are sleeping. And Diane's just like, Butler's not the same man he used to be. I kind of miss him, but, he's a good guy, just kind of a shithole right now.
I liked him more when he worked for the evil team at Magma.
Yeah. Now he's this weird magician. I'm like, fuck.
He was
So
always a
lame.
magician.
Well, now he's like a circus
He made
magician.
Butterfree appear from a box.
He's a magic rocket scientist, which is a crazy
So two things that
profession.
contradict each other.
Exactly.
Science.
It's just nice.
Donks.
So yeah, Diane's just like, I'm just waiting for this meteor to go away. I want the comet to go so everything can return to normal. But then we see Absol yet again watching from afar, like, all right, I see you kids. I got this horn. I'm watching.
Someone's getting it tonight.
Now we get the intense montage where it's a bunch of things. People looking out the windows, riding the bus. During this time, May closes days 4 and 5 of her little thing, whatever. Only 2 nights left. I can't wait to get my wish. And then Max hears her say this, like, May, shut the fuck up.
It just explodes on May out of nowhere. Like, I'm like, why did he get so mad? And then they explain it. I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah, so
But
Max is upset because May doing this countdown is like triggering him to be like, every time she puts one of those down, it's one less day I have with Jirachi, and as soon as he's gone, he's gone. So he's really upset about that. He runs off and chills by the lake, and Ash is like, don't worry, May. I'll have a bro talk with him. Ash basically goes over and says, like, even if someone leaves, they're not gone. I have a friend that I miss her every single day, which just, like, set off all the Ash-Misty shippers like crazy. To be like, oh, he misses Misty!
You want
He
to tell you why
meant
that's
Charizard.
bullshit? Because he left Primate behind. He didn't go.
Yes.
He left his entire Kanto team. His entire.
There's a
Johto
part
team.
of Primate with me.
There's not, bro. He forgot that shit existed.
I liked this part of the movie because it's like, oh, Ash has grown. Holy shit, he's not a dumbass anymore.
Until he goes to punch some.
What if he was
a
talking about his mom? Oh, well, that's specify. So what if he was talking about his mom?
Yeah.
He just
I
said,
miss her every day.
yeah.
I have
So
a
you
friend
left
named
her behind.
Needs
You could also
for.
talk about Serena. He
Yeah.
knew Serena at this point.
Technically.
Got him, guys. We broke the code.
He's
to the
talking
movie.
about the little girl from
Yeah.
3.
He truly missed her, yeah, because he forgot who she was
Yeah.
in the anime.
Oh
Like,
no, he's talking about Latias because that kid's guy. He's like, God damn! I'm attracted to Pokemon now.
I had a friend named Latias and I miss her every day. But that's for when you're older. Anyway, just stop being a little bitch. Let's go, right? So,
That's Daddy's pep talk to his brother.
yeah, basically.
Brother Roka's like, stop being a little bitch. Let's go. Come on.
See, I knew this girl named Byleth, and
Things just
I
haven't
miss her
been the
every
same
day.
since.
My body pillow hasn't arrived in the mail yet, and I miss her every day. So the team next day, I guess the bus can't go through the forest now, so they're walking. Let's go on foot. And they have like this really just cool montage of walking through the forest, and there's like Tropius eating fruit and shit. It's really nice.
So I love when Tropius shows up because I'm like, man, they don't show Tropius much. I hate that his fucking sound is. that's his noise. And I was like, oh, he's eating fruit. I get it. And then later, there's a part where he gets captured and all he hears. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, maybe it's scared. And then he gets released from the fucking ground. It's like. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing slurping?
I was on the same freaking wavelength. I was like, oh, that's weird. Surely that's not Tropius's cry, right? That's just they just had to make it give it an eating noise, right? No, it's flying away later.
I heard it, and I recognized it. I just didn't think anything of it. I was like, he's eating fruit.
Tropius such a weird Pokemon because, like, in theory, he should be a fossil,
The banana.
Yeah.
but he's not. But then there's like, oh, we're gonna retcon it. He's gonna be the only dinosaur Pokemon, and then.
Danny, try to remember to timestamp that. I think that'll be a really good TikTok. Let's just...
Oh no, that's about as bad as that. Like, goddamn. Why couldn't they just make? They gave Stantler a voice,
Stantler.
but they couldn't give Tropius one. Like,
This man showed up and was like, give me my $50. I need to go home and do my taxes. Stantler. Stantler.
What's his name? Statler? Statler? And they just
Give me my $50. I have to go and do my taxes. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, a bunch of cool bug and grass type Pokemon, and now May puts down day number 6. These days are going fast. We're getting through one last day with Jirachi. So yeah, she hears Max and Jirachi playing around. She goes, "Bitch, it's past your fucking bedtime." And he's like, "Oh, but I want to spend time with Jirachi. I'm not even tired." And May's like, "Doo doo doo doo
Yeah.
doo doo."
He's like, don't worry, Jirachi. We'll get up and play when everybody else is asleep. This is our last night together. And then she's like,
Do 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 do.
And then it puts Pikachu. The Pikachu part was actually kind of cute, where everyone else is like, "This is a nice song, May," and then Pikachu's like, "I'm tired." And Ash's like, "Okay, buddy, okay."
Yeah.
That was cute, but May singing lessons.
he drew that part.
Which
So
proves
next-
that May is just a Jigglypuff in disguise.
Damn, for real. So the gang, final day, they're making their march to Jirachi, and then we see all these Pokemon start to kind of look over, and then Absol's like, "All right, you brought it back. We're friends now."
Yeah, you
Come
Teddy
with me."
Ursa rings
he
him.
ran into Absol.
Dynamic punch.
He met Absol's like falling asleep, like,
Fuck.
oh, fuck, this bitch can sing.
She broke out the doo-doo tag.
Doo-doo and Capitata, man. This is the best attacks. I can't do anything about this.
So yeah, Absol cuts him off. He's like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna lead you to Jirachi's home. We'll get you there." More Pokemon are showing up, and then we have that really cool Flygon that's just like,
So
"Hi."
I love it
Yeah, Flygon.
because it lands on the rock. They go, "That's a Flygon!" And then there's this really awkward shot of his back for like 6 seconds, where he's just staring at them walking. He's not moving. He's just like,
Yes.
And then they get into the cave and it's like, all right, no more Flygon. I'm like, okay.
And then Tropius lands and goes,
Yeah.
Pasta.
So the gang's walking through this dark cave, and then Absol just like darts it into the darkness. Like, all right, bye, I'll see ya. But yeah, they look up to the sky. There's this big hole in like the cave roof, which is really pretty. There's like moss and stuff hanging off of it. And Jirachi's like, well, time for me to go home. And Mac's like, no, please, Jirachi, I love you. You have to stay. And Jirachi's like, bitch, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
My people need me.
Yeah, so Jirachi opens its third eye like on its own to be like, I'm gonna do this.
consent.
Exactly, it chose to do it. So as it starts like flapping in the air and do whatever it's about to do, Butler shows up with these weird little like devices.
Here we
that
go.
Planks him into the wall, and there's some lasers that capture the team so they can't go anywhere.
I was always prepared for this.
Just use a ball.
And
I
the
hate-
top part of the cave that just gets lifted off, and it's just a bigger hole, and it's like,
I hate that in anime whenever like they did it with the Hulk in the movies. Where like, oh, how do we contain him? Pew, 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 pew. Electricity.
Yeah.
And like it contains him, and I'm like,
Stop.
like, you know, like, I never understand. Every anime does that when a character's too strong. I call it the fencing.
Yeah.
It's like they fence them in, and the character never like just grab one and fucking eat it.
Yeah.
Because they take a while to like
Activate or do Well, electricity, it's a good thing
Oh,
sometimes.
you know what we forgot during the hyper beam?
What's that?
When fucking Meowth is just like, wow, imagine that. All what dark full of impending doom sounds like my life. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't remember that.
It's so sad.
It is.
So yeah, Butler captures everyone, says, "Hey, you're not going here," and he does this whole "I say my best trick for last," and which is basically this whole thing of I'm going to trap you, I'm going to take Jirachi, I'm going to make Groudon. So sit right there. So his final act's like, "Let me go summon Groudon." He takes Jirachi, puts it in the machine so he can summon its true power.
The noise was so annoying. 'Cause it was like, and then it like cut in the middle of that, and I was like, no, that means it's gonna come back to it screaming again.
Just imagine they're like, we have to save Jirachi.
Yeah.
It would have been amazing. What did I put here? So, yeah, so Team Rocket, they see the beam that Jirachi's producing off the distance. It's like, you see that? I think I'm blind. Okay.
You think I'm blind?
Yeah, I was like, you see that? And Jesse goes, I think I'm blind. And James goes, that would explain the hair. It's like, damn.
This is the moment where I was like, "Whoo!
Yeah,
Whoo! Hang on, let me go back and listen to that again and see if I heard that again."
Roasted.
That would explain. Whoo! James the Savage.
James doesn't mess with those roasts, man.
No, for real, dog.
And they're sneaks
Personalized.
sometimes, like they're very
Yeah.
subtle.
So then Jirachi's just like, cool, I get hit with the beam again, but I guess I'm okay this time. And then Butler like pulls this lever, which just releases these leg device things that just start carving Groudon into the floor of the forest.
Yeah. The lasers.
Yeah, he's like,
It's like little thunder lasers.
yes, the butt thunder just right into the ground. But then Flygon and Absol are like, wait a second, these nice people are stuck. So they start breaking little devices so they can get out. And then Ash and Max are like, cool, we don't know you, Flygon, but we're going to ride on your back and we're going to go stop this. So they take off, they go to get Butler.
They ask for the Flygon's consent first.
Yeah.
Flygon, can you help?
Yeah, the Flygon lands and they're just like, Flygon, do you mind helping out? Yeah, and he takes them up and then
Sure
Butler's
thing.
like,
Goggles
yeah,
activated.
fucking Butler's like, Salamence. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I was like, oh, that was the point where I realized fucking Butler's team was,
Yeah, he's
was
got a
cranked.
good team.
I was like,
So,
holy
yeah.
crap, he has a Salamence? Where has that been this entire
yeah,
movie?
you got a Dusclops, you got the Curly.
So yeah, he's got Dusclops, Salamence, we'll say Gardevoir, for
Yeah.
a second, and then Mighty Anna.
Mighty Anna.
Yeah, he's
So,
got a pretty good team.
Pretty good team.
Like that's a good team.
Probably from the curly, those are all things that Tim Magma would use.
Yeah.
shit. He's still in there. I see him. Good Butler. I like to imagine he's just a grunt that like
Those
got kicked off.
are each of those a Pokemon that the Elite Four have in that region?
I'd be guessing.
Salamence, Mightyena,
I know
are
Salamence.
definitely. Because
Maybe
Mightyena
Dog-
lives in the
There
dark
was
side.
a ghost
feel like
type
someone's-
Elite Four in that region.
I don't
if
think
I'm not mistaken.
Gardevoir's one.
No, I
No,
wouldn't make that up.
Gardevoir was Wally.
Yeah.
Wally had him.
Okay.
That yeah.
And what's the other Pokemon?
Dusclops.
Dusclops was
Yeah,
fire.
the ghost, and then there's a
There's
dark type
Phoebe.
one.
Which fun fact? If you use Kyogre and you just take him there, you can use Surf on all of the Elite Four and you win.
That's what I did with Swampert. I just surfed the whole way through.
Yeah, I used surf with Calgary my first play.
Yeah.
It took the whole Elite Four. Even things that are not weak to it.
Just body
because of how strong he was in that game before they separated stats.
Right.
He just mopped the floor and everything.
The more you know.
So yeah, Max and Flygon go up there like, oh no, Salamence, now we gotta fight. So Flygon drops off Max and Pikachu so they can save Jirachi while...
Flygano.
Yeah, I did put Flygon.
Flygano.
New name for Flygon.
That's a nickname. I'm gonna name it Flygano.
Flygon. He's from Peru.
So yeah, so Butler jumps on Salamence, they're chasing it around. I guess the Salamence is super fucking slow because Flygon flies in, drops off Max and Pikachu. They do whatever with Jirachi, come back, Flygon lands back down, picks them back up, and they take off again. We haven't seen Salamence once.
So that's funny because Salamance's lore is that he's fast as fuck.
Right,
And
right.
when he mega evolves, he becomes the fastest flyer.
A boomerang.
Yeah.
Flying croissant.
So I imagine
Flying
this one's like flying like.
Guillotine.
Whereas later he gets the wind knocked out of him when he catches Butler. Like, Jirachi.
Yeah, when he teleports Salamence.
Yeah,
he's like,
So yeah, they save Jirachi with a Thunderball. Flygon returns to pick him up, so on and so forth. But it's too late. Groudon's already been sketched into the ground, and Jirachi's true eye closes. And Jirachi wakes up like, I'm only a little tired, but I'm pretty good. The gang regroups. Ash, Brock, May, not Misty, she's dead. But then this giant creature starts to come out of the ground. It's just, it's really cool. It's animated really well, but Groudon just like stands
I
up.
don't like the goopy. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of
It's
the goopy Groudon.
huge as fuck.
Yeah.
So this was the first time I saw Groudon outside of the game. So like, I didn't have the logic of because I got Sapphire, so I had Kyogre.
Yeah,
So I didn't know Groudon. So I'm like, are these tentacles what it does?
There's an animation somewhere where it's him like standing and he's like near the height of a mountain, and I'm like, fuck, that's
In the
weird.
anime, they did Kyogre was Groudon. I don't know why they didn't make that a movie, but they made it in the anime.
Too much work.
When you see the size of them, you're like, holy.
Yeah,
like,
they're big.
The games did not do them justice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look like they're like 3 feet tall. And they're just little
It's like
lizards.
the
Well,
same thing with Whale Lord.
Yeah.
When
To
you
be
see the
fair-
claw from the distance in the Isle of Armor, you're like, that's a big bitch.
To be fair, in the game they are only 11 foot tall.
Yeah.
Well,
Also, when they use Surf, not the animation, the little thing they made you use looks just like what a Kyogre would look from that view.
It's got-
So a lot of people, like when you're a little kid, you're like, oh, that's a Kyogre.
Right.
And then because of that, you're like, oh, he's not that big.
Yeah, he's pretty small. But I love Kyogre. He's the best.
But I heard you call him like a horse.
Sheesh.
So yeah, Groudon's like, all right, now that I'm alive, I guess I'll just start breaking shit. So he starts walking around. His big old Groudon shoulder like knocks over Butler's like laboratory thing. He just starts stomping through Farina. Absol uses Razor Wind, and Groudon's like, I don't really like you for that, and just uses these tentacle things coming out of its spikes and just like eats Absol whole. And we get like these scenes where it's like it eats it, and then you see it like, I guess it's like going through its stomach or through its or wherever it's
it's
flowing
like weird
through.
YouTube Pokemon bubbles. Something
Yeah.
like it.
It's the inside of Boo.
Yeah.
I like to imagine Rayquaza is just flying and it looks down and goes, no, that ain't the real one. Just keep going. Just keep going.
That's
People are
game.
dying. Everything's burning. But
That's not my
I-
business.
He
I
flies
have
down
only
a
one
little-
job, and that's not it.
He flies down a little bit. He's
It's
like,
next
nope, it's not
movie. Next
incredibly
movie's
fucking
fine.
hot. Let's just keep going.
They didn't pay enough to have me for this one.
Yeah. They had me Hyper Beam in the next movie.
So yeah, Groudon just starts sending these tentacles out all over the forest. He's just catching all the Pokemon.
And
Even our
killing the forest.
Yes, he's killing the forest. Yeah. Slurping up our Tropius. But yeah, Diana says that Butler's has to stop. What?
Has top stop.
Stop.
Diana says Butler has stop the monster. Has to stop the monster. And then Butler's like, but I have no tricks left. And he's like, well, guess we're out of things to do. And then we start to see all these Pokemon, the little bubble thing, and they can't escape. They're trapped in there. Tough shit. And Butler's like, man, I really regret everything. I could have just been happy, but I had to go make this pure evil Groudon. So the Groudon's like, ooh, is that a Butler I see? And as he goes to grab it, Diane jumps in. She's like, if this is where it ends, I'm glad the last thing I get to see is you. And then she dies.
And then there's like a really, really well animated, for no reason, scene of fucking Butler just going, Diane!
He turns into a JoJo
Yeah,
character.
yeah, it's really good for like no reason.
that's the my Bulma.
Yeah. I'm gonna fist fight this fucking dragon, yeah.
Ash, help me.
Yeah.
Ash is just like, for the first time in Ash's life, he's like, I don't want to hit that thing.
Butler
I don't
casts
have a good
gun.
track record of punching.
He just, and then just gets sucked right in.
You just pick up Ash, like, come here, Groudon. And just like hits it like right here, but just like, get.
It'd be better if he was like with his fucking elephant noises.
Wait, which I really like, how like it's like, Butler, you have to do something to stop. He's like, I can't do anything. It's like, do they not think that far ahead? It's like, what happens if I fuck this up? Like, how do I reverse this?
He wasn't
Oh
supposed to
no,
fuck it up.
he figures this out later.
Yeah.
He figures this out later with
He literally learns how to reverse.
With one of the weirdest things where it's just like, oh, we'll get to it.
Fake
science.
You guys dare remind me?
Alright.
I saved a meme just for this
Okay.
moment.
Fake ass science.
Exactly.
So, it's funny. Science is great. So yeah, Groudon catches Diane, and Butler's like, shit, I got this. Alright, everyone just run for now, we'll figure this out. So Groudon snags May and Brock, they die in the jelly tentacles, whatever. And as he goes to grab the rest of the gang,
Once again, making shit on.
it's
Every
like-
time.
They switch voices back once they're in the tentacle too, so they have their actual normal voice again. Yeah, so Jirachi's like, oh no, you can't take my friends, and like teleports them away. And they do this like 3 or 4 times, where it's like they get grabbed, and then whoop, and they get grabbed, and then whoop. So then right before they're like, oh no, we're about to lose it, they're gonna actually get us this time, Butler comes in with Salamence and just starts fire blast or something,
doing
and starts killing
yeah.
these tentacles. It's really cool. It has that cool like effect where Salamence is here, and then goes like, and then the fire takes over the screen. I'm like, yeah,
Side swipe.
it's beautiful. It's really cool. Let's see. Butler intervenes. Jirachi teleports again to avoid Groudon, and then Butler's like, I want to help. We have to put Jirachi back in my machine. Ash is like, that's a little sketchy. He's like, please, I just want to save my beautiful blonde girlfriend. He's like, you know what? That's fair.
We just gotta put him in the machine. Nothing will happen. I was waiting for that moment because I was like, nothing will happen. Yeah. I'll send this to you so that.
That's pretty great. Yeah. It's been Agatha. Spoilers for WandaVision, I guess.
I mean, let's be honest, by the time this is going out, Falcon and Winter Soldier is...
It's
Falcon will be.
You
I'm not
guys
punching
should
the
know
wall.
this by now.
I'm not gonna punch the wall again.
Falcon. Yeah.
I already had reconstructive
It's gonna be
surgery on
called,
my
it's gonna be
hand.
called Rocket and Winter Soldier. Which I'll pay for that. But
So Groudon, he's playing around. He captures like Salamence and like knocks Butler off, and like starts to fall. And Jirachi's like, no, stop, and like teleports Salamence out of Groudon and then down to the ground. And Butler just nails this like Salamence in the spine. He's just like, and it's
Salamence is like, no.
It's just like, well, it's fine. This Salamence, because he's already kind of a hefty dude, and he just got like, he's a poor guy. But so the main of the gang's rushing up to distract Groudon. They're like, hey, did Flygon show up? Did I put that? Did that happen yet? I don't think it did.
Well, Flygon has shown up at this point.
Right, I don't think it shows back up yet.
Before it comes back, so they can. Oh yeah, when then Flygon comes back to help. Yeah, Flygon does some cool shit too. Anyway, so they're distracting Groudon by flying around. And then Butler gets the machine up and running. He's like, all right, cool. Just put Jirachi in it, and we're good to go. But we have to flip this fragment of Groudon, because if we take this fragment and flip it, it'll turn everything back to normal.
Reverse the polarity. I hate that. Fake ass science.
It was just like, oh, wait, we got the battery in backwards. Hang on. I was like, oh, that's your solution? Okay. Then why did you make such a big deal about I don't know what to do anymore if it was literally that
If
simple?
you just reverse the polarity.
You fix Jirachi.
Yeah.
So yeah, as he goes to flip it, the Groudon knocks the thing again. He drops the fragment. Oh no, we're gonna lose it. But Ash, that lucky bastard, flies in on Flygon and just snatches this thing out of the air. And is like, we got it. So now I'm sure it's back to science where he should have known. But like, now that you dropped it, how do you know which way was right? Like, he's like, I put a red dot on the left side, so I know.
There's goop on one end.
Yeah, there's Groudon goop. And then as they're flying around distracting,
I thought you said poop.
Groudon poop. Groudon does his amazing elephant cry again, which it's literally just like they went to a zoo. Do not kill yourself. Be okay. He just one more. He just knocks himself out like Lorenzo with the Espeon.
Poor Lorenzo. Man.
He's endured so much pain.
Yeah. So they fix the polarity, they flip it, Butler goes to flip the switch, and then he fucking falls right before he can do it. And just hanging off the edge of this floating laboratory, Groudon says, no more flying, eats up Salamence and Flygon. Ash is like, I'll do it, Butler. Pulls the switch, Groudon tries to go for the tentacle to Jirachi, and Butler's like, I'm okay.
Oh.
He pulls off Latios.
Did we talk about how the one tentacle opens up into a mouth, and it's the
No,
only
it's-
one that does that? There's one that's like, and I was like, whoa! The other one's just kind of wrapped around and took him. That one, okay, that's the real one.
Yeah, Butler jumps in to save Jirachi. Like, no, Butler. He's like, this way, I can be with Diane. So at least they can die together inside the belly of a fake Groudon. So yeah, Groudon nearly knocks the lab out of the sky, and as it's like starts to like climb towards Jirachi, it like puts its chest against the mountain.
Yeah.
And just like starts to hug it. And he's like, I'm gonna eat you with my sternum. And just like, and Jirachi's like, no, magic, and just starts to like
so fat.
Magic.
The Groudon gets so fucking fat. It just fucking inflates, and I was like, yo, what is gonna happen?
Yo,
This
are you
part-
done?
This part was pretty cool though, because like
Yeah.
Jirachi's like, all right, we got this. So
I didn't think Goopy Groudon could get more disturbing than the screaming tentacle until its soulless fucking glowing eyes pass through the screen as it's flying to its death in
Yeah.
space, and it's just like, and just in space. I was like, Jesus.
but yeah,
It's gonna
so
haunt me in my dreams.
Jirachi, Ash, Max, and Pikachu, they go through the chest. Jirachi starts to glow, and then just starts to fly. So, like, I don't know at what point here Max, Pikachu, and Ash got to safety. I don't know if they got teleported down.
Flygon.
But Flygon's dead.
Flygon.
It's the spell of the unknown. You don't question it. Just
Latios showed up and helped.
So, yeah, so then they're just like, let's just launch. So this big ball of air just launches Groudon straight into the air. And he's, like, hugging the mountain, and now he's just kind of floating up, like, back up, like, oh, no. My day's over, and he just collides with the comet. And I would have loved to see that impact from space to
Yeah.
be on that comet, just be like,
You do see like the bright explosion. which
yeah,
is
but
really
just
cool.
to see that Groudon hit the meteor and be like,
Yeah.
there it is, that's day 7. But now I assume that thing's broken, so that's not coming back.
The
in 1,000
comet.
years. That's gone. Everyone's be like, 1,000 years ago?
the Millennium Comet.
It rained Groudon from the
3,000
sky.
years.
Every 3,000 years.
Until the Groudon got launched up to the sky and blew it the fuck up.
And now we celebrate with this weird Groudon yogurt.
It's tentacle juice. It's very rare.
Stomach slit, flaps, goopy Groudon.
This has got a lot of stuff in it Kanai doesn't like. As it impacts, has that final firework. Boom, we did it. All the Pokemon start to reappear. I didn't assume this was more Jirachi than anything.
Probably.
Because as it hits the comet, everything that was inside of Groudon should have like fell. And Jirachi's like, no. Tropius comes back and just.
See, the thing we didn't
It does
see
do that.
was Jirachi had a really cool Quicksilver moment.
Yeah.
They just puts the headphones in and
But
just grabbing all of them and bringing them back.
They showed
down.
no speed. Jirachi's like, fly
That
up.
wasn't even Jirachi, that was actually Quicksilver.
Oh.
He got eaten by the Groudon. and he just-
Ooh, crossover. Fucking Ralph Boners.
I'm so mad about that. They brought him in. I'm not saying anything, but they brought him in for a fucking dick joke.
Boner.
So yeah, Diane and Butler, they reappear, they're reunited, hooray, we love each other. Jirachi floats down, is shining like a little Christmas tree, and he's like, guys, we did it, but I'm so tired. You know what would be great? One more lullaby.
I think we can all do that.
How do they all magically know the song now?
They've heard May sing it twice. They know the words.
They're just like, yeah, no, this is a
Then
pretty
there's
simple
Brock.
song. It's a pretty simple
Brock.
song to sing.
Brock stands out. Like you hear like the doo-doo-doo-doo and doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm like, okay, we have Brock singing.
I'm the only bass here.
Yes.
That was. Never mind.
So Jirachi returns home, see you in another 1,000 years. Mac's like, I'll never forget you.
We all live 1,000 years because the people don't grow in the Pokemon world, but the Pokemons get older, so there's a chance Max might still be alive. In
He
1,000
could be.
years.
Although
He'll be like 16.
Max makes a bunch of these promises to like because he's had a Ralts. He's like, you're not
Ralts,
old
yeah.
enough to be a trainer, so get rid of the Ralts. He's like, I'll come back and catch you, and we'll be a team.
You know what Max does? Max goes like, So come back and guess. That's what Ash does every time. Every time Ash puts a Pokemon.
He walks away from the Ralts, he's like, I already have a psychic type. I got Jirachi.
Every
I'll
time
get
Ash,
him in 1,000 years.
every time Ash does a Pokemon with somebody, he just looks at the camera and says, I'm coming back.
And that's how we know Max is learning from Ash, because he's making a promise he's clearly not going to keep.
And ripping on the female companion.
That's not true because Joey has 3 Rattatas.
Rattatas.
And he's not even 10 yet. So Max's dad's a gym leader.
I think his house is just dirty dog.
I was watching a video.
Joey's poor as shit.
He had to use all the money for Serenity surgery.
He's battling to get money for his family.
I was watching a video earlier today, and it made me realize Ash has like 30 Tauros.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he didn't know how the Safari Zone worked. He was just like, catch fucking everything. That's how I win.
Oh, Jesus.
And then we learned those 30 Tauros still couldn't beat Mewtwo because Mewtwo lives a whole fucking herd of them.
Team Rocket, they're chilling. They're like, man, I wish I could feel like this every day. I didn't write the whole conversation. Team Rocket's little fillers have been less and less important.
I just asked so many questions about this particular Team Rocket ending because they like freak out and they're like, what's going on? I don't even know what happened. Oh, I always want to feel like this.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Do you? You were just panicking.
Confused and afraid?
Exactly.
Better than dark and cutting. What is it filled with? Impending doom.
Butler and Diana are like, yo, we like Farina. We're going to live here and probably make some babies, do some more magic. It's going to be great. They're like, all right, then can you take us back to town?
We
go
once
back to
have
town.
another ending like this. It's just like, why? Exactly. Okay, fine.
So who's the best ship? Is it Butler and Diana, or is it fucking Cullen and...
Butler and Diane by a fucking country fucking budget. The other one was just like mountain.
Luna.
Yeah, mountain. Water. Like that was the
Mountain?
That
Water?
was the
Yeah,
other
we
one.
were vibing, and then this one is like genuine.
Mountain? Yeah, mountain.
Yeah, this one's like, I've known Butler since childhood. The other one's just like, oh, I heard about you. So anyway, this fucking mountain, right? 30 days? That's kind of weird.
Oh, fucking hell. Yes, they do that. May realize, oh, Brock's like, May, he didn't make your last wish. She's like, oh my god!
I spent all this
okay.
money.
Can you
It's
imagine,
okay.
can you imagine if she did make her wish and she just wakes up, she's like, I was like, hey, May, you okay? You look a little.
I thought I had a friend I missed, but hey, May.
She wakes up and she's just like, I knew my wish came. Just surrounded by women.
Nice Mark.
Yeah. Brock is now dressed as May. His voice is high pitched as shit.
Oh, Christ.
Max wakes up just like, hey sis, that's your sister now.
Yeah, May's like, yeah, my last wish. Oh no, but you know what? That's okay. I forget what she says. Like, I had my wish the whole time or something like that.
It's something.
She said she because I watched both versions and
Yeah.
they changed it slightly, but it was the same thing. Essentially, she said, I know I don't need this to know my wish is going to come true. And like people
Yeah.
took that as like, oh, she likes Ash, but
It's-
in reality, she's talking about like friendship and adventure. And all
It's
that.
something with the wish already coming true, and then like wanting to get where she wants to be on her own, and then Ash is like, yeah, that takes all the fun out of it, and they get
that's
the
right.
fucking bus.
And then
the bus.
May flips out at the end of the credits and doesn't want to walk
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, she's
just like-
hungry.
Yeah, Jirachi has a little voiceover and she's like, I'll never forget you. Best friends forever and ever. And then credits roll. We have some constellations that are a little, they're not great. Some of them kind of suck. The Ursa Ring really pissed me off for some reason.
Why? It's Ursa Major and Ursa
I
Minor.
understand that, but there's something about Teddy Ursa, I'm like, that's cute. And then Ursa Ring is just up there like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fucking dumb.
So those two, I was like, okay, those make sense. And the next one, I was like, oh, that's Milotic. And then I was like, it's probably gonna be a Seviper. And it's Milotic. And I was like, yo, I'm pretty good at this. And then none of the rest of them made fucking sense at all. Yeah, what the fuck was that? I was like, yo, this is some weird ass Pokemon. It's something I can't even remember. Machoke holding a Seviper. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, I'm not even guessing anymore. I was like, no, you know what? That one's a Trico. And it was like a fucking Kyogre. And I was like,
Can you imagine being a sailor like follow the Machoke holding the Swiper? You're like, what the fuck?
they're all dots. They're all dots, Jim. That one's bigger. That one's a Pikachu. I know that. Because the Pikachu doesn't get a constellation. It just gets a fucking circle.
They're all dots, Jim. So yes, the constellations. They're walking through a field. They see. Oh, this is the other fun bit. And I was debating if I wanted to put it here in the actual movie, but I'll put it here. So as they're walking through the field at the end of the movie, there's a castle off in the distance. That is the castle from Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, and we'll get there in a couple weeks.
So I thought that was the house from the third movie because the field they're in looks a lot like the
Green
pre-Crystal field, and I was like, that's a weird callback. Why are Man Max there? And I didn't even think of the Lucario mansion castle thing.
Yeah, and that was Jirachi Wishmaker. Perfect. Good work, guys. All right. Anybody want to? Where do they feel this belongs? Anybody got a
Under 3.
Under 3?
Under 3, but
Okay.
above forever.
Okay, so above forever. Okay,
That's me.
I can see. I can
agree
see
with
it.
above forever.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other?
So the ranking right now goes.
All right. Yeah. So
first,
current ranking
first,
is
then
Heroes. Yep.
yeah. It's first Heroes 3,
Okay.
Forever,
It goes above
2000 Returns.
Above 3?
it goes above.
Above 3.
I'm fine with it being third place. But
God damn.
So I was
Under 2,000.
It goes.
Really?
Damn.
Wow. So it goes above 3.
This is the movie for me where I was just like, okay, it's not bad, but nothing for it stands out for me.
Okay.
It was just like there was a lot of just okay. I guess that was a battle. Okay, now they're traveling. Now there's a montage. Like the best part of the movie was when they finally got to like the Groudon fight at the end.
Okay.
And even that, like I had spent all this time. There was a point in time in the middle of the movie where I just nodded off, and I was like, oh shit. And I went back and watched it. Like Jirachi was cute. But like I just can't say anything personally for me stood out for this movie. I don't think it's bad, and I think this is for me is going to be the movie of whether I liked it better or worse. Like it's going to be the middle point.
You're putting it under 2000. You're saying it's bad.
Yes.
But like at least with 2000, I enjoyed like the action sequences, like everything that was kind of going through. But for me, this movie just didn't really stand out.
I gotcha.
I like this one a lot, mainly because it dealt with like not the big legendary.
Yeah.
Which is,
It's like
Celebi.
I say our first. Well, we had Celebi. Yeah. So
but
either
which
way,
had
mythical.
Well, still that one had sweetness.
Yeah.
This one's cool because they showed the gimmick for Absol, which never again has anything to do with gaming, anime, or any of the other movies. Which is cool because like when you read his Pokédex entry, you're like, fuck. But then in this movie,
Brand.
you get it in here. So I like that aspect of it. I like the Pokemon that they did show, like Flygon and that kind of stuff. And you can really see the world here where it actually has Pokemon in it. Not just the scenes that have Ash and has the plot. You can see the like birds flying or like Talos and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is the movie that, like last movie had some, but this movie went a little bit more with that.
Right.
And it feels like an actual Pokemon world.
Okay.
And that's why I liked it. Nothing to do with the plot though.
Chris, you said you agree with Kanai. You said above forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like this one had me more entertained than Forever did.
Okay.
But like this one felt like it was a good length. Like I got more out of it than like what Forever gave, and that's what I appreciated about it the most. And like there was like some like other like lore bits that like playing the games like it really like helped bring like a lot of things into context. So
Okay.
so like it was like having that knowledge. Like I felt like I was getting more out of it. But yeah.
Did you ever see the Scooby-Doo movie with the vampires?
Twice.
Yeah, for some reason this movie reminds me of that, like a lot, and I don't know why.
Jirachi's just like a sexy vampire.
Yeah. Hex girl!
I'm kind of in the same boat as
Above
It's,
Forever under 3.
yes, but like it sucks because I sit and look at it because like going with you, you're like it's below 2000. Like damn, I hate how low 2000 is. I get it, but I love that movie. Fuck.
The other thing for me is this feels like the first movie to kind of step down in terms of overall visuals.
Okay.
Like a lot of the last movie, we like saw a lot of cool 3D like shots, like
Yeah.
things going around the Venice like type area. And this movie, aside from like Groudon being a big 3D sculpture, like we didn't really get much of that.
All the
There's no
3D and
CGI.
this was on the circus opening up.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
good. That's
Ground
good going
Pound.
back though, because like I hate when movies overdo that. The
Let's do the-
Digimon
the
movies
CG
are the
gets
worst. I
it,
don't know
yeah.
if you guys ever seen it.
I always thought
But-
first one.
But like
Digimon
I'll bring up like Dragon Ball Super Broly. That movie is mostly 3D.
So
And
yes,
it's
but keep in
fantastic.
mind that the
Go ahead.
previous
Animation was
movie to
solid.
Broly didn't flop, and the studio said, "Let's not put any money into this," because the previous movie to this flop, which is remember how we were talking about this? I forgot to bring it up. This
Yes.
movie did not have the budget that all the other movies had because the previous movie flopped in the U.S.
Yeah, but I feel it like that. That's
That's
kind
what
of-
I'm saying. Like,
that's- yeah.
yeah, they
It's
didn't have
definitely-
I imagine they didn't have the ability to do as many. But I also seen like the Digimon movies where like they CGI like every square inch of that movie as possible that they can. And sometimes it's like, bro, he's eating a fucking apple. You don't need to CGI that part. And like that kind of stuff looks bad. Super looks good, but it's because the previous movie fucking killed it. So like going forward, they're gonna put more money into those films. But with Pokemon, they had what 4 or 5 successful movies, 4 successful movies.
We'll say 4 at this
And then
point.
like one flopped. Imagine the
Yeah,
scare of
Mewtwo
that.
Return.
And then the one that flops is the new gen. So I imagine they're like, whoa, let's hold back. And,
Let's start fresh.
and then, I mean, we can agree they put a lot of their eggs in that Latios Latias movie because they put a lot of work and effort into the story and then that directly affects this one. And then
Yeah.
this one actually affected the next one as well. But I'll get into that in the next movie.
all right.
That's the only reason I think that it didn't have as many of those visuals. I would have preferred more of that outside of the carnival and more into like what you were saying with like after the Kyogre the Groudon thing. If they would have kept going with that and had a little bit more.
I think it would have been nice to build, like the carnival stuff was nice to build the world. To be like, this is where we're starting and we're remembering this is an important event. But I feel like once Jirachi is here, the comet is just a timer.
Yeah.
It literally like serves no purpose. Other than I guess the laser beam, but even then it's just like, it's just to be there like, hey, when this thing is gone, so is Jirachi. And I feel like that's a set piece that becomes irrelevant almost immediately, which means the carnival is almost,
Irrelevant.
yeah.
I have a problem with Butler as well, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't mind Butler. I think Butler's
I think
fine.
he's a cool villain up until the point where they give him a sudden face turn, and it's just like that felt kind of out of nowhere.
Okay.
And it comes to the fact like, okay, well, like, okay, let's say you created the Groudon that you wanted, would you still have gone on with your plan?
I think the
Because
point is
like
that the original Groudon.
the idea is what you want is still in some way evil, but now because it's pure evil and can't be tamed, you suddenly feel bad.
Well, that's the idea, is that most of these teams are trying to control that evil. So, like, the second he saw that he couldn't control this one, it's kind of like, what am I going to do, sit here and get killed? Or I can...
I don't know. I don't personally feel he did enough for me to redeem what he did.
Okay.
So.
I get what you're saying, like the sudden, which I love this because that's been 2 wrestling terms back to back. And I imagine Danny's like, these motherfuckers.
I'll be honest,
See,
totally over
Yu-Gi-Oh,
my head, didn't even like.
wrestling, fucking Digimon now. But I do agree with that. The sudden like change of heart.
Right.
The only way I can attest that to will be like it was too sudden and it makes sense.
Sorry, technology. You were saying?
So I guess like the only thing I could attest like the sudden face turn was once he saw like he never meant for Diane to get involved with it. So then when she did, he was like, I just lost the like one of like the only people I care about. I have to correct this.
It happened
otherwise I'm
before
gonna
that
lose
though.
her.
You're talking about from good to
his,
evil,
it
not
was
from evil to
pure
good.
evil thing, and then like I understand the Diane,
Right.
it kind of like hammered the nail in the coffin.
Right.
But the face turn I think would have been more effective if once Diane got
He
taken.
gets like
Because I
sad.
thought he had that when they were like riding on Salamence and Flygon. And
I could be wrong.
Because Jirachi said the line, because like Jirachi, they got like the face that they looked like really determined, as like we have to help him because he loves her, and that was like Jirachi's motivation to help him was because she was like Jirachi's like, that's true love. Let's help this guy.
I could
I
be
will say
wrong with
this-
my timing. I was
this-
under the impression that he said it was pure evil and it was like oh my gosh, I did something horrible.
I'm
And then
sure-
afterwards the Diane thing happened.
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
But it's weird because he like gets depressed. As far as I remember, he's like, oh no, it didn't work. My Groudon's crazy.
Yeah.
And then like it eats Diane, and he's like, no, I gotta stop it. Like that's how I remember it.
So
'Cause
his
he's
face turn
in
makes
the
more
shock,
sense than
yeah.
Vegeta's in
Yeah,
Platinum,
that's true.
though.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking what?
Moving on.
You just said letters. Okay, so I guess let's figure out a vote here. So let's go. So raise hands. We don't have to worry about the Mewtwo
Mewtwo.
returns. So we'll start from the bottom this time. So raise your hand if you think this is better than 2000.
That's not at the bottom.
I said we skipped Mewtwo.
Oh,
No, we know it's above that.
So I heard Mewtwo. I keep thinking that you're starting from
Yes.
the top.
Yeah. Sorry. Mewtwo returns, the bad
From
one.
the top,
Has to go
make
up.
it-
Okay. So you don't. Okay. So majority. Is it above Forever? Is it above 3? Okay. So it's okay. So that means it falls with majority. Okay. So it'll be right above Forever. I have a tablet now and I can't put the stuff in.
hyping 3 like it's the fucking
Yeah.
My hand's down always.
Yeah.
So like once I think it's not going.
The
anywhere,
issue
like-
with I think the issue with this movie, I really like watching it, but I also really like watching Forever. But I think the issue is this movie has a lot of the same issues as Forever, with better Pokemon battles.
I just don't understand, bro. 3 is so unadulterated. It's just ass, my dude. Like, I don't understand. It's living rent free. How high?
three
is in that list.
people. This half believe 3 is a good movie. I'm just putting it out there.
I just want to make sure I have it because in this note I can't edit, so I want to make sure I have
1v1
everything
while
right in order.
blindfolded, though, so.
Okay.
What?
I don't want to be while blindfolded.
All right. So it looks
Oh,
like
and also Ash didn't punch anything in this movie.
he should have punched the ground. That would have been really cool.
That could have been He
would have been nuked.
Should have punched the Tropius for its stupid fucking sound. Yeah.
All right. So
He
this
used for a fucking
list,
straw apparently.
our new rankings are Pokemon the first movie at number 1, Pokemon Heroes at number 2, Pokemon 3 Spell the Unknown at number 3, Pokemon Jirachi Wishmaker at number 4, Pokemon Forever at number 5, Pokemon 2000 at number 6, and Pokemon Mewtwo Returns at number 7.
I'm still so mad at that 3 is above 2000.
You're
is
telling
saying a
me
lot, yeah.
I love 2000 and I understand the flaws with it, but honestly, sitting here
This
looking at
doesn't
it,
change. This doesn't change everybody's personal.
It doesn't.
democracy
It doesn't at all.
Sucks.
But as I
I
sit,
see why people become dictators now.
as I sit and look at it, the
My
issue,
way is the only way.
My way or the highway.
That's the thing though, is that 2000 happened so early on.
Right.
That like now the rankings get weird.
The issue I had here picking Jirachi was like, I do think it's better than Forever, but in my head I'm like, man, 2000 is so much better. But we have 2000 below it, so it's like,
Yeah, below Forever. Yeah.
So, cool.
So who picks first? Dante?
Today Dante will pick
Dante.
first. Now it's time for the Pokemon Poll Challenge, where we're picking our polls. Of course, if you guys are familiar,
pick Tropia.
we do a poll every week when we do the podcast. We each pick a Pokemon that appeared in this movie. We put them into a poll, and you guys get to vote over on Discord. The link is in the description. You can join the CGDannyB community Discord. There's a whole channel for it. All you have to do is react with the Pokemon you prefer, and then you get that person's vote. At the end of it, somebody gets a point, maybe 2 people, because we can't seem to break ties in this fucking community. Come on, guys, you're better than this.
I think that just speaks to us. I think we're indecisive, so we attract indecisive
yeah.
people.
And yeah, so let me move this down. I want to make sure I have the ranking, and
Because I'm sure
then
it's fucking indecisive.
Jirachi Wishmaker.
I'll go to a place.
Jirachi
I'm like, I'm buying
bitchmaker.
this.
Damn.
I'll leave it like 6 times.
Dante,
Like, I
who
couldn't
you got, boy?
Dante.
All right, I'm gonna piss off Kanai. I was going to vote on Jirachi because of its savage joke with May until later on in the movie I was introduced to Slurpin' Tropius going the entire damn movie, and so my pick is Tropius.
Bananasaurus.
Was that your one?
Me, no.
Okay.
That wasn't mine. It's just
I knew you were concerned. You're like,
Okay,
if
okay,
Dante
I
doesn't pick the one that I
Okay,
want.
I didn't pick what Kanai thought, but I'm still pissing him off with.
Okay, Trophy. Okay, so can I?
Flygon.
Oh, you fucker.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
God damn you.
Yeah. Bro, he's like one of the best designed from
Fuck it,
Gen
I'm
3.
just gonna go for it.
He's
Go,
super
Chris.
fucking cool. Like, he shows up, he fucking wrecks things. He's like, shit's going down. Ash, get on my fucking back. We're doing this.
Damn.
Love it, dude.
Damn.
Espeon and Flygon. Those are my 2 for.
So anybody that watches the streams, all that, they know one of my second favorite dragon Pokemon is in this film, Salamence.
Cane draw, yeah.
Kingdra.
Kingdra 2.
Dude, I love Sal. It's like the design, and just like everything. Like he
Not
gave
macho?
an actual fucking like dragon roar in this. Like he sounded intimidating as hell. I love it. Dude, Machamp,
I'll be a
like
bitch.
I'm just putting it out there. Though.
also Machamp is
Danny,
like
I'll be a
second
bitch.
phase.
I'm just putting it out there though. Best sounding Pokemon in this movie is.
I think it was the elephant.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Goopy
John.
elephant Groudon.
Okay.
You say Groudon? The goop?
The Goopa Groudon. Oh,
Baby
fuck.
nipples.
Find a PNG of that.
I'm looking at it.
Killed him.
So, Flygon and Salamence are my first two. Torture. I could go with
Bro,
Torture.
your favorite Pokemon is like 10 seconds into the movie.
Greninja?
Your second favorite.
Fuck yeah.
Greninja?
You can go with a cool ass Absol, which will never appear again.
You could also go with one of Brandon's Mons.
I know.
Yeah.
You can go with the
Trubbish.
Soul Rock that got its ass
Trubbish?
frozen.
Is that what you just said?
So my concern is I could go with Aggron, who had didn't play a role in the plot of the movie. So
It
it's like-
appeared. It
But
appeared.
it did
though.
appear. It did appear. But will I get the
People
votes if I
don't-
pick
People
Aggron?
don't care about the movies.
That's-
They're just voting
Fair.
for Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're just looking and they're clicking.
So I'm between Aggron and Dusclops.
Oh, I'll go with Aggro.
Ooh, Dusclops is a good choice.
When I heard the ooh, I thought he was gonna be like, oh no, you know what? Good pick. He was like, ooh, go Aggron.
I'll go with
I think you
Aggron.
have a solid choice either way. Because
Yeah.
if you choose Dusclops, you're going to get all the sweaty people.
That's fair.
Oh, the what people?
All the sweaty people.
Okay, I think you said the slutty people. I was like,
Oh, the
why
slutty
does that have any?
Ghosts.
You've
with
never seen Dusclops 34? No. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna go Aggron.
Attaboy. Stick to your guns.
Yeah, so it was literally Flygon, Salamence, and then Aggron and Dusclops. So I was like, I have 4 choices, and unless these fuckers take all of them, I get to pick.
Capitata.
And then when I was left with the 2, I'm like, who do I go? Okay, I love Aggron. Such a cool mon. So to review for this week, the poll challenge candidates are Dante with Tropius, Kanai with Flygon, Chris with Salamence, John with Groudon, and myself with Aggron. This is a pretty big team.
Yeah. He should
This-
have gone with Dusclops. That motherfucker was bilingual. He could
Yes.
have. Dusclops, Capitata. Just fucking Hadoukens of fucking.
Damn, that's a good team. So again, you can go over to Discord, you can vote. All you have to do is look at the poll,
It's a big team.
pick the reaction you want. All you have to do is click the one you want to match it up with. It's usually pretty easy. I don't have anything to reveal yet because we just did 2 in a row, so I don't have results for the following week. But I always post on social media, so if you're following on Instagram or Twitter, you can see week to week who the winners are. Yeah. So that was Jirachi Wishmaker. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the thumbs up. Jirachi Bitchmaker. I'm gonna try and come up with a shirt. We'll try to make that happen.
I got it. I'm gonna get one of my artists on it.
There you go. Give him like sunglasses, like the don't deal with the sunglasses. Right. And then just have in the background a pile of candy with like May's legs like kicking or something.
You gotta get the
have some
Supreme
Kleenex,
jacket
yeah.
on. He's gotta have the Supreme jacket. The fucking instinct
It's gonna
Goku. Yeah.
drip.
But yeah, next week we're getting into it. The movies start getting really fucking good. We're watching Destiny Deoxys, which I've been really excited for Deoxys.
Every week we get closer to the Holy Grail movies.
Hoopa?
Shaman and the Sky Warrior, baby.
No, I'm just saying, Lucario.
Lucario's the fun. Yeah, it's the next couple weeks are good.
Y'all sleeping on
But
it.
you know, it's
Sleeping on who?
Hoopa!
We said we're all excited for Hoopa. Kaiju fight. We're all excited for Hoopa.
And everybody's picking the legendary.
Probably.
If you pick Pikachu for Hoopa, you're disqualified from the podcast. Like, get out.
I will make it my goal to not pick a legendary for Hoopa.
I was gonna be like,
it's hard to. It's hard to.
There was a blip bug in a book. I picked it.
I gotta stick to my guns. I've been going with weird ass choices that just make me smile during the movie. Like,
Yeah, so guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If it's your first time checking out the content and you want to stick around and see some more, do yourself a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you get notifications every time a new video comes
If I
out.
do this, then
I'm not
he's-
doing that again. I'm not doing that
We're
again.
hitting buildings. Chomeco, bah!
John in between is like, you know how I do podcasts in 2 minutes. I just put it because then you make me do shit like this.
oh, I know what'll get them to subscribe. Tackle it.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.